Hello, folks. Welcome to the WFCU Center, and thank you for tuning in live for Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv. I am Brett Hedges alongside my co-host Kobe K, and tonight we will commentate tonight's NBL Canada clash between the visiting London Lightning and the hometown Windsor Express. Kobe, it is Game 4 of the NBL Canada Central Division Finals, and you could cut the tension with a knife. Through the first 3 games, though, the one thing that has been for sure, Brandon Robinson is the best player on the floor.
Absolutely, Brett. The NBL Canada's all-time leading scorer. And if you're Kyle Julius and company, this man is a problem. He's averaging 30 points plus a game, but he's not just scoring the basketball. Game 3, he had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and for sure he gives you a couple of steals. And if you're Kyle Julius, what do you do in this game to slow him down? Do you look for a lockdown defender? Do you defensive substitutions throughout the game? Do you bring the double team? They absolutely must force him into contested twos. He can't have any space at the three-point line, a place where he was 3 of 7 in Game 3 and from 9 of 10 from the free throw line. So he's absolutely getting it done from everywhere. But most importantly, he's coming strong for the Express out of the gate. He's getting them started. And when he does that, he isn't leaned upon throughout the duration of 4 quarters, although he is doing all of his work throughout the entire game.
London has a very high-powered backcourt as well with Akeem Scott and Nico Corey. They were limited to about 20 points combined in the last game. How does Kyle Julius get his 2 star guards going in this game?
Well, you know, I think it's the whole team on the offensive end needs to be a little more efficient. This is a team typically that shoots up over 46% from the field, at least throughout the entirety of the 15-16 season. They're at about 42% throughout this series, 40% last game. Akeem Scott found a great deal of success getting to the free throw line, and that's a good thing. If you're making those, he was 5 of 10 from that area. London did finish over 70% from the free throw line, but that's a place where they need to stay ultra efficient. Those 2 guards you spoke of just need to stay aggressive, attack, and good things will happen.
We spoke before Game 3 about how the first and the fourth quarter were important for the Windsor Express. They improved their totals in the first and fourth in Game 3, and it ended up in a 107-99 victory.
Most definitely. You go back to Games 1 and 2, Windsor was outscored in the first and the fourth. You look at Game 3, the first quarter, London had 27 points, Windsor had 26, but it was the Express who outscored them in the second, third, and most importantly, fourth quarter. Execution and closing down the stretch of ultra importance in the playoffs.
I couldn't agree with you more. And as we go further into this series, it seems as though, well, this is the omnipotent game in this series. If Windsor wins, they go up 3-1 in the series. If London wins, it's tied up 2-2, and then it becomes a best 2 of 3 series the rest of the way. What does Windsor need to do to take a 3-1 series lead in this battle of the 401?
Coming into this game, there were 2 areas that I thought were absolutely key for the Windsor Express. Points in the paint and rebounds. The Express have not only competed in these areas, but they've won the battle in all 3 games. They were a +10 in the paint in Game 3, scoring 62 points. When you got 2 high-caliber, awesome basketball teams, it becomes a war of attrition and a battle, and this is just them going back and forth, and London has to take control of those 2 areas.
London got contributions from 11 of their 12 roster players in the game last night in Game 3. Taylor Black, the only person that did not play. The use of the bench has been very good, but it seems as though they just need a few more points from each player to get this victory tonight for London.
I would have to agree. This London team sat near the top of the NBL Canada all season long. They got 2 trophies in their cabinet. This is a fantastic team. I expect them to come out here tonight firing on all cylinders.
I couldn't agree with you more, and with an excited WFCU Center crowd, it should be an exciting atmosphere here for Game 4. That's going to do it for Brett and Kobe. We're going to go down to the desk and proceed to call this beauty. Make sure to tune in at halftime and postgame for Aaron Sanders and Jeremy James. Let's take it down to Ava Atzel for the national anthem here on Knockstrom.tv. Enjoy the game, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we ask you to please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to center court, Mr. Jesse Anthony Sharon.
Wow, what a wonderful rendition of the national anthem from our anthem singer today, Jesse Anthony Sharon. I apologize, I thought it was going to be a little Ava Etzel, but Jesse Anthony did himself a fantastic job. I always get chills every time I hear the national anthem, Kobe. Couldn't agree. It's just a surreal feeling. Welcome to the WFCU Center, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call here on Knoxstrom.tv, setting up Game 4 between the Windsor Express and the London Lightning. And what a series it has been through 3 games. The average margin of victory is less than 5 points, Kobe.
We knew it was going to be close coming in, Brett. And one thing the London Lightning have really done well, they didn't get to hit on this in the pregame, and they definitely deserve some kudos, is the job they've done defensively. Windsor had 22 turnovers in Game 3, London scoring 21 points off of those turnovers. So we talked about them not being as efficient from the field in this game, but they are making up for it in other areas. And that defense expected to be on display tonight, providing some relief for the London Lightning offensive players.
And we've got Dardis Willis, Commissioner David Magley, and of course last year's NBL Canada MVP, Quinnell Brown at center court. Let's send it down there for a quick second. We'll come back with the call just before tip-off.
This is not new. This is the 3rd consecutive year in the playoffs. So let me hear it. Let me hear it right now, Windsor fans. Coach Jones, can you come out here for a second? Yep. On behalf of the National Basketball League of Canada, we'd like to welcome our guest from London. We'd like to welcome the Commissioner and Royal Church. We have a gentleman standing to my left, Quinnell Brown. Mr. Quinnell Brown has been a premier player in the National Basketball League of Canada. Our own MVP and the league MVP last year. Give him a round of applause, please. If you wonder why you're able to celebrate
Westby Windsor Wrestling Sports Persons of the Year, the Westby Selection Committee, of which I'm chair, and our leader and founder, Don, to present the award in person to Quennell Brown for the Westby Basketball Player of the Year. Congratulations, Quennell.
Well, that was a nice pregame ceremony honoring some people that thoroughly deserve the recognition. Of course, Quennell Brown being honored with his championship ring from last year. Him and Chris Commons, the only two players with both Windsor Express championship rings. Oh, sorry, DeAndre Thomas as well. But a very well-deserved honor for someone who brought so much to this league. Quennell Brown, an integral part of Windsor's both championship squads.
Night in and night out, he put that team on his back and did what he needed to do to help this team win. He fought like a warrior, like I said, night in, night out. Just a pleasure to watch.
And of course, Dardis Willis being awarded the NBL Canada Executive of the Year award by the commissioner, David Magley. And of course, the commissioner just recently giving out his commissioner's award. So everyone who has been honored by the league, congratulations, and you are thoroughly deserving of that award. And Game 4 is underway, everyone. The Windsor Express will play in their with their white jersey with red trim, going right to left to start the game. Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson, Chris Commons, Kirk Williams Jr., and Billy Rush to start. Kirk Williams Jr. in the middle of the key. And Akeem Wright picks up the loose ball. Not sure who caused that steal, but it is a loose ball. And a turnover on the opening possession. London going left to right to start this game with their black jerseys with the yellow trim. Stephen Maxwell with a high screen to Akeem Scott. Warren Ward into the starting lineup for London tonight. He misses the opening three of the game. And it will be Windsor basketball. Akeem Scott, Warren Ward, Garrett Williamson, Akeem Wright, and Stephen Maxwell, the starting five for the London Lightning tonight in Game 4 of the NBL Canada Central Conference Finals. Tony Bennett had himself a very strong game in Game 3, going to the left side of the basket. Chris Commons in the low post. Working against Akeem Wright. This is going to be a battle all night. Commons, and he gets it to go.
Like butter, Chris Commons putting in work down there on the block.
Akeem Scott to Maxwell. He drives inside the three-point line. Blocked from Chris Commons. quick pass to Kirk Williams Jr. Whoa, that one got pinned from Akeem Wright. Nice effort there, but Kirk Williams stays patient and squares up when the Boston scores.
All started with a big defensive play from the captain, Chris Commons. Great finish at the rim by Kirk Williams Jr.
Warren Ward to his left. Working against Chris Commons to Williamson. Akeem Scott for three, that's too much. Loose ball, Brandon Robinson's got it. TB. Over to Brandon Robinson, averaging over 30 points per game in this series. In the corner for TB for three. Short. Right. In the corner for Akeem Scott. He drives. Can't get it to go. Billy Rush with the board. No, goes off his foot and out of bounds.
Akeem Scott just a little too strong at the rack, but we see his ability to penetrate and make things happen.
Oh yeah,
Great finisher.
We've seen that all series long. He's got himself to the free throw line. Struggled from the line in Game 3, but I'm sure we're going to see a different form of Akeem Scott here tonight.
5 of 10 from the line, but he was a double-double, more than 10 assists. Did a great job from the guard position.
That's going to be a backcourt violation because I believe the ball touched the front part of the half. Never mind. Oh well. Backcourt violation called against London.
And a turnover, and that's 2 Windsor now has created. Stout defense getting it done.
Tony Bennett getting a high screen from Chris Commons. He faces up on Stephen Maxwell, the league's Rookie of the Year, Maxwell. Robinson working against Akeem Scott. Going to his right, driving baseline. That shot misses, and here comes Akeem Wright in transition. Traveling violation. So that's another turnover.
But you gotta love the big man's ability to play off the bounce. He can dribble in transition.
Yeah, Akeem Wright's got that skill set. And he is the tallest player on London's roster. So 6'7". Taylor Black is also 6'7", the rookie out of McMaster University, but he has been seldom used in this series. So the size advantage does go to Windsor, but we didn't see a whole lot of that size in Game 3. We saw Theo Davis and Rudolph Jolly on the bench.
No, the Express found some matchups that were working with length and quickness, and their number will be called once again.
Robinson
think about it.
With a nice pass from Tony Bennett scoring at the cup. And just like you said, they're using their quickness and athleticism there to find 2 points. 6-0, Windsor leading. And Akeem Wright can't knock it down. This game's over 3 minutes old, and the London Lightning do not have a basket. 6-0, Windsor leads. Tony Bennett rises from 3. It's good.
Cash money for number 5, Mr. Tony Bennett. Great start here for the Windsor Express, up 9-zip.
Ward to right, collects himself, gives it over to Ward for 3, no good. Good look, Akeem Wright with the offensive board, and that's the opening basket for London.
And that's where London has to clean up. If they're missing from the outside, it's always a good thing when they can secure those offensive rebounds and get the easy putbacks.
Tony Bennett on Akeem Scott, and that's the matchup they're going to early and often.
And why not? It looks like a good one if you're Brandon Robinson.
Akeem Scott puts his foot on the pedal, and he goes right to the rack for 2.
And that time, he's able to finish.
Foul's going to be on Akeem Scott away from the ball. Robinson working against Akeem Scott. That matchup is being highlighted right now.
That's an interesting matchup. Brandon Robinson 6'6", Akeem Scott 6'1".
Bennett for 3.
Oh.
And he gets it to go.
Mr. 40+, feeling it early at the WFCU Center.
We saw him in Game 3 slashing and getting all of his points at the bucket. Today he's showing that distance, that dialing in from distance. And a travel violation against Garrett Williamson. Not a good, if you're a London Lightning fan, you can't be happy with this start for your team.
No, you cannot, especially with the early turnovers. I apologize. It's now 2 turnovers, but that's too many in the first quarter of this very important game for the London Lightning.
And here's Nick O'Corey entering the contest now, perhaps to inject some scoring into this London Lightning lineup.
I like the substitution now with Nick O'Corey.
Akeem Wright jumping in the passing lane, getting that steal, Euro step. And a foul is going to be called on Kirk Williams Jr. before the shot. Kirk Williams Jr. going to be called for the opening foul of the game.
And that's
of the Windsor Express, sorry.
And that's what the London Lightning need to do, Brett, is be aggressive and attack the rim. That's where they found their most success in Game 3. And number 25 is the man for the job.
They're just clarifying the number, the foul number, I believe. So it is against Kirk Williams Jr. And on the near sideline, London sets up an inbounds play. Maxwell over to O'Corey. Nice jab step. Akeem Wright spin move into the lane, loses it. Loose ball. Kirk Williams Jr. throws it up to Brandon Robinson, who throws off his arm to Billy Rush. Chris Commons flushes it down. And the WFCU center erupts.
And the Windsor Express players off the bench meeting their encore players. This place has going nuts.
And the play that really started off that series was Kirk Williams Jr. going to the floor and popping that ball up to Brandon Robinson.
Absolutely, and everything with this team since forever, Brett, has started with defense, always translating into even better offense. And this is what really gets these guys dialed in, amped up, and ready to play at such a high level.
16-4, Windsor leads over the London Lightning currently, and those are our fans of the game. Thanks to Essex Home Furnishing. This is the 5th year of the NBL Canada in its history, and all 4 championships have been won by the 2 teams that are on this court tonight. First 2 seasons, it was the London Lightning versus winning the championship, and the last 2, it was Windsor. Hoping to cement their place in the NBL Finals this year. London and Windsor duking it out here in Game 4.
Most definitely one of these 2 teams will go to the finals, but the depth of this league, and you're looking at both conferences, or sorry, divisions, such talent, you know, throughout the entire thing.
And right now, Halifax is on a roll against St. John.
Oh boy.
We saw that team near the end of our regular season, and we know what kind of firepower they have. Halifax doing some work in their series against St. John, hoping the Millrats can battle back and get themselves back into that series. I believe an offensive foul going to be called against number 14. That's Eric Kibbe. Could have been on the illegal screen, not too sure. 16-4. Windsor leads London. 6:42 remaining in the first quarter. Petey Pablo, DJ AA. I'm a fan. Of course, shout out to DJ Thor if he's watching at home tonight. I'd have to say the biggest Windsor Express fan of all time, DJ Thor. Steal, Akeem Scott going the other way for an easy 2.
And a much-needed basket here for the London Lightning out of that timeout.
Marcus Capers checks into the game as well as Eric Kibbe, so some athleticism on the floor for London. Bennett takes it right at Kibbe, and he'll draw the call. Kibbe called for the block, and Bennett will go to the line for 2.
Tony Bennett, 6 early points, 2 assists. He looks like he's feeling it tonight, Brett.
I'm feeling it. Billy Rush checks out of the game. Billy Rush had himself a double-digit effort in last night in Game 3, including a throwdown and transition. That prompted the Road Warriors call out of me. Ooh, what a rush.
I did that the other day randomly watching TV. You burned that into my psyche.
I've been watching way too much old school WWE. Is there such thing as too much? Akeem Scott hands it over to Ward. London's best three-point shooter, arguably. Nick O'Corey. To his right. Takes a bounce. Oh, circled the drain, couldn't find the bottom. Shaquille Keith with the rebound. Over to Brandon Robinson. Robinson for three, off the front rim. Robinson and O'Corey were teammates in the Islands a few years ago, and Nick O'Corey can't get that three to go. Another board from the rookie Shaquille Keith. Chris Commons directing traffic for this squad, trying to get Brandon Robinson open. Tony Bennett sets up a high screen from Chris Commons. He rises from three, can't get it to go. Warren Ward steps inside the three-point line, lets it go from the elbow, can't get it to fall. Kirk Williams Jr. rising up and ripping down that rebound.
London 3 of 10 from the field thus far. The cold shooting continues.
Hoping to clear up that cold shooting. Ryan Anderson about to check into the game for London. Tony Bennett scores, but that basket is negated thanks to a holding call on the perimeter. Anderson checks in for Kirk Williams Jr. scoring in tight. Nice pass from Tony Bennett.
Those two really seem to be on the same page, Brad. Great chemistry between the point guard and the team center.
Yeah, Kirk Williams Jr. going to be called for a blocking foul. Akeem Scott drawing the contact and drawing the call. Maurice Bolden checking into the game. Kobe, we got some good love for shouting out Juice Bolden on the last broadcast, so I'm going to do it again. Hello, Juice. Juice Bolden, the best name in sports right there. Mobo guarding the inbounder, Ryan Anderson. Anderson gets it into Akeem Scott, and here we go. Down by 14, London's trying to put a charge into in their offense. Capers scores with the left hand. Thought he was going to throw down there for a second.
Did a good job getting that shot up over top of Chris Commons, who came over with some help defense.
You talk about length and athleticism, you've got Marcus Capers as a definition. Offensive foul going to be called. I believe that's Brandon Robinson that's going to get it.
Since the last timeout, London turned up the pace and intensity here, starting to show on the scoreboard as they're really picking it up.
Anderson for three. No good. Commons with the rebound, gives it over to missed the 40-plus TB, Tony Bennett. And a hold's going to be on Marcus Capers as they're trying to lob it into Chris Commons down low.
And he has been a handful in the paint, Brett.
Yeah, I started a new term for you know, we always talk about the player of the game and who we thought of. I'm going to start calling out the grinder of the game. And last night in Game 3, Chris Commons was the grinder of Game 3, that's for sure. And there he is, scoring right there. Marcus Capers turns it over. Nice hands there from Tony Bennett, but Capers.
What an effort by Maurice Bolden.
Robinson turns it over. Akeem Scott over to Maxwell, and he scores.
So credit the London Lightning there for sticking with it despite the Maurice Bolden's effort. London comes up with the basketball.
Yeah, Marcus Capers caused that turnover just by having effort. Shaquille Keith for three. No good. Marcus Capers with a good box out on Maurice Bolden there, so London gets the rebound. Akeem Scott in transition. Can't get it to go, but Stephen Maxwell follows.
Cleaning it up. Marcus Capers showing that fifth gear here, Brett, doing some great things for the Lightning.
Tony Bennett, can't get it to fall. He's down behind the play as well. Capers to Anderson. Off the glass. Oh, he gets the Timmy Duncan roll.
Stops on a dime. The kiss off the old high glass.
You think he knows his spots in this arena?
That's exactly what that was. He pictured that happening 4 steps before he got the shot off.
Commons at the top of the key, defended by Maxwell. Mobo to Bennett. Looking down low, Maxwell's got the front, and he knocks it out of bounds. No, Anderson picks it up.
Here comes the Lightning.
O'Corey to his left to Anderson. Quick release. It's good.
Great ball movement, and now it's the London Lightning players that are up off the bench.
22-17. Windsor was up by 14 just a few minutes ago.
Kyle Julius and company really cutting into this lead.
To his left, Tony Bennett gives it back to Chris Commons, facing up on Nick O'Corey. Commons to low for Mo, and Mobo can't get it to finish. Ryan Anderson going to get the call. Maurice Bolden going to the free throw line.
And that's another attribute that Chris Common possesses. Here he is out at the three-point line, Brett, and has the awareness and court vision to get that ball into the interior. Great pass from the captain.
Checking in, Chicago native for Chicago native. Sharon Shorty Collins enters the game for the aforementioned Tony Bennett. Get Tony some rest for the end of the first quarter. Good first quarter for TB.
And 8 different Lightning players already seeing minutes. Kyle Julius really working deep in that rotation early.
Maurice Bolden with the pair of free throws, making it a 7-point advantage for the Express. O'Corey crossing over to his left, taking on Bolden and drawing the foul. Nearly got that one to drop too. Bolden going to be charged for the foul. Nick O'Corey, the 3rd leading scorer in league history, to the free throw line.
We talked about the importance of London making these free throws count. Nick O'Corey, an 80% shooter from the charity stripe as he makes the first.
O'Corey has worn a number of jerseys in his NBL Canada career. First jersey I saw him wear was in the Oshawa Power.
Averaged almost 14 points a game this year, Brett. But boy, did he light it up with more than a few nights. When he gets hot, look out.
That's right. He was also a member of the Island Storm, who unfortunately lost to the Windsor Express in the NBL Finals in 2013. Him and Brandon Robertson were on that squad. Commons in the low post working against Nick O'Corey, rising up and shooting quickly is Collins. Maurice Bolden with the offensive rebound. Rips it away. Being strong on that ball. He's already lost it once today. And an offensive foul, Shaquille Keith. Ryan Anderson had his feet planted, chest squared, and Shaquille Keith ran into him. Offensive foul.
This London Lightning team already with 4 points off turnovers.
Anderson. For 3. Oh! A dagger.
He knows these rims well.
He certainly does. Sharon Collins working against Nick O'Corey. Gets a screen to his left. And Nick O'Corey's going to be called for a foul. Chris Collins was trying to walk him down and post him up. Nick did not allow that, and unfortunately he broke the rules in doing so. As per the discretion of the referees, of course.
In the hearing game for Brett, London finding that efficiency, now 8 of 18 from the field for 44%. We knew that was coming as they look to make a run here late at the end of the first. Windsor, the lead down to 2 points.
Chris Commons at the line for 2 free throws. Commons with a double-double in Game 3. The franchise leader in games played for the Windsor Express. Points scored, what have you.
19 points, 13 rebounds, I believe. He hit a triple. Huge game.
That's right. The only active member of the Windsor Express roster. Oh, Ed Horton finds a soft spot in the defense, and he goes to the line. He finishes. Final possession of the first quarter. Windsor up by 2. Maurice Bolden behind the back to his left. Rising, shooting. Short. 3 seconds left, and Shaquille Keith puts it off the glass and good. That's how the first quarter ends, folks. Windsor with a great start, but London closes the gap to end the first quarter. Windsor up 28-24. When we return, more of Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Quote, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want to get out of here and move on. That's nothing. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
Ashes of K coming to a theater near you, a Knockstrom Film Studios production. And of course, folks, we at Knockstrom are looking for sponsors and partners for the upcoming 2016-2017 regular season. If you are interested in being part of the best live stream crew in Southwestern Ontario, make sure to visit www.knockstrom.com. If you want to take a look at our social media pages, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter, Knockstrom Digital Media. Stephen Maxwell got the ball on that pass, but I believe it was Marcus Capers who was fouled, and Maurice Bolden's going to be the guilty party. An exciting first quarter, to say the least, Mitch.
If you're Coach Carl Julius, between quarters, you had to have been happy with the effort his team gave despite the cold start.
Yeah. Down by as many as 14 points. They trimmed it down to 4 at the end of the first. And it's a 1-point game now thanks to Nick O'Corey, 3-ball.
And London 11-21 from the field, really working to amend that efficiency problem they had in Game 3.
Collins. Shaquille Keith with a step-back jumper. Loose ball. Maurice Bolden gets another offensive rebound. Sharon Collins with a fresh shot clock for the Express. In the corner for Shaquille Keith. Looking inside for Maurice Bolden. Limited space. Anderson picks off that pass, and Chris Commons has to commit the foul to save the 2 points.
Good foul there by the captain, Chris Commons, slowing things down, not giving London any more momentum.
And we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of cross-court passes from the Windsor Express being picked off in this series from London.
Yep, we talked about the 22 turnovers in Game 3. The Express already with 7, so ball protection paramount.
I believe they're getting something figured out at the score clock. And we've got that figured out, and we're back underway.
And the Lightning, Brett, 9 different players now seeing minutes. And subsequently, the Lightning with 16 points already off their bench. Julius making great use of the entire roster.
Ed Horton with a left-handed jumper in the middle of the lane. It's good. Alex Johnson over to Chris Commons, nearly loses it, gives it back to Johnson. Kicks it out for Mobo. Chris Commons with an offensive rebound. He goes right to the rack. Can't get it to go. And here's Ed Horton in transition. Horton. Offensive foul. Collins looked to be pretty mindful of that circle as he took that charge.
That's a veteran play right there by Sharon Collins, able to help Windsor come up with the basketball.
Tony Bennett to his left. Gets stopped, gives it over to Chris Commons, who saves it from going out of bounds. Express look a little bit disjointed on offense right now.
Playing a little hot potato.
Commons for 3. 28-28, 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. And it has been a 22-8 run for the London Lightning since they went down by 14 points.
They have put their foot on the gas. They're protecting the basketball. They're rotating the rock and finding the right shots.
Horton. Akeem Scott gets the contact. Shaquille Keith was flat on his feet, so no call. Bennett. Over to Shaq Keith. Has to improvise, spinning, kicking, shooting is Mobo. No good. Scott puts his foot on the pedal, and an illegal screen going to be called on Marcus Capers. Capers, the guilty party on the illegal screen.
Maurice Bolden hustling back off the three-point miss.
And Akeem Wright and Warren Ward check back into the game, as well as Garrett Williamson. Garrett Williamson was the Lightning lead scorer in Game 3. Came on late to lead them with 21 points. The dual citizen, Garrett Williamson. Maurice Bolden get that pass from Brandon Robinson. Puts up a little lean, can't get it to go, and it's going to be a shot clock violation anyway, because it never hit rim. And here comes Billy Rush. And Maurice Bolden will take a seat. Warren Ward bringing the ball up on the floor. And he's finding a spot, and he kicks it way out to Akeem Wright, now to Akeem Scott. Wright in the low post working against Tony Bennett. Bennett got his hands in there, but they'll say it was off of the Windsor Express last. And a timeout has been called on the floor. It will be granted to the London Lightning. Not the same kind of start to the second quarter that we saw from the first, Kobe. A little bit slower bit offensive pace.
Windsor just 34% from the field right now, 2 from 8 from downtown. But they most definitely got to protect the basketball and try to match this London intensity. And I think these are things they're going to be talking about right now in the huddle.
28-28 here in Game 4 of the NBL Canada Central Conference Finals. Commissioner Magley in the house. Quinnell Brown, last year's league MVP, in the house. And of course, Knockstrom.tv is in the house. Big shout out to our crew helping us out today. Jeremy James, Aaron Sanders, Emily Rubinski, Haley Pelican, and of course, your humble servant, Alex, and of course yourself, Kobe, and myself, Brett Hedges.
Alex kicking back, pounding a monster. He's
All
loving
good.
life.
All good.
Okay?
Great.
Having fun, guys. Having fun.
That's right. If you guys want to watch in HD, make sure to click the tab in the bottom right hand if you're having lagging or buffering problems. Maybe you need to bump down to SD or standard definition so we can catch it all in live time. Only the best for our fans on Knockstrom.tv. Broadcast excellence in Southwestern Ontario. Make sure to visit Knockstrom.com for any information regarding sponsorships and partnerships for the upcoming NBL Canada regular season. And playoffs, of course.
2 seconds left on the shot clock.
So it's going to be a quick catch and shoot for the Lightning. Akeem Wright turning around. Ooh, might have had a hand on it with Brandon Robinson. No call.
London had just 2 seconds to get a shot off there, so good news for the Windsor Express who come up with the basketball.
Can't just put up a little tipper like, what was it, Memphis that hit that this year? Robinson, no call. Akeem Wright in transition, playing to the whistle, and hold on. They're going to say there's a foul behind the play, which will negate the Akeem Wright basket. They're going to say that's against Akeem Scott. I don't know whether he got in Robinson's way, but the official was right there. So maybe he saw something that we didn't, obviously. That's a tough job, man. Try and referee basketball. I tried to do it at grade school level, and the fifth graders made me cry. I had to leave. Robinson to his left, rising, shooting, scoring. B-Rob, he's not the second leading scorer in league history for no reason.
Strong take. Who can stop this man?
That's the question. Warren Ward at the three-point line over to Akeem Scott. To his left, trying to find Maxwell on the roll, can't get it to go. Ward, the pass was behind him, but he collects it. Inside to Akeem Wright, working against Billy Rush. Kicks out for Ward for three, short. Ooh, what a rush, what a rebound. Robinson getting the defender up in the air. Back and forth from Tony Bennett, he's going one-on-one. He wants it, he shoots it. And an offensive rebound tipped out by Shaquille Keith.
The Express 5-0 boards thus far.
And that's going to be an illegal screen, yes. Kirk never set himself before he rolled.
Good call there by the referee.
Yeah, it was like a spinning screen.
But that's something that Kirk Williams Jr. and Commons do very well for their guards, is set up great screens and help create that space.
And one thing I've learned trying to teach young kids about screening and rolling and all that stuff is that a screen is just as good as an assist. You're getting the man free. It's just the same as if you passed and you made a basket. It's a very important part of the game as we see a turnover from London.
Absolutely. Speaks of sacrifice.
That's right. One person I heard say the same thing was Bismack Biyombo of the Toronto Raptors. They spoke about him at length, saying that he doesn't get to assist the ball as well, but when he sets a good screen, he considers it an assist. Tony Bennett inside. No, that one's batted away from Garrett Williamson. Anderson checks into the game in favor of Warren Ward. Ward unable to knock down a three in that segment. Anderson's knocked down a pair already. PA announcer Steve Belanger getting the crowd into it here at the WFCU Center. Tony Bennett for three, no good. Scott. Nice find inside to Garrett Williamson and one. Thought he was going up, but he passed it off, and that generated the extra foul.
And that all started with Akeem Wright and his ability to break out into transition. And some nice reads there by the London Lightning.
And Williamson knocks down the free throw. Saw a lot of Williamson 2 seasons ago as the Windsor Express and London Lightning took part in the first ever Game 7 in the Central Conference Finals 2 seasons ago, which Windsor then won and went on to win the national championship. Chris Commons finds Shaquille Keith down low, tried to draw a foul, but he'll take the bucket instead.
2 beautiful assists now for Chris Commons.
Doing it all for the Windsor Express. Akeem Wright, there's a man that can do it all. Spinning to his left, makes the in-move adjustment, and Stephen Maxwell follows.
The rookie with the O-board and strong putback.
Stephen Maxwell, we've talked about him at length during the regular season.
He doesn't play like a rookie, that's for sure.
Not even close. Bennett to rush for three, it's good. Oh, what a rush.
And what a great job he's done.
I can't
Late joiner, hit the starting lineup, out here making big buckets in the playoffs.
Yeah, former Niagara River Lion, he was released and the Express picked him up less than 4 hours later. Anderson for three, no good. Williamson had his hand on it, but Bennett rips it down.
These two teams fighting hard, Brett. Second quarter of action here in Game 4.
Interior pass picked away from Stephen Maxwell again. He's done that a couple times today, and he goes coast to coast and scores.
9 turnovers now for the Express, and 13 points off of those turnovers for the London Lightning.
35 up, less than 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Well, Windsor Mayo Drew Dilkins, courtside as always. Shaquille Keith on the bounce behind the back. And a foul going to be called late. They're going to call Maxwell for reaching in. Because Akeem Wright had done a good job of keeping Keith in front of him up to that point.
Keith showing off those handles, going behind the back.
Yeah, we've seen Shaquille Keith show off that skill set so much throughout this year. And I always mention that he started in the CIS. He started at 2 years at Cape Breton University, went over to Kilgore College and NCAA, and then now playing professional basketball here in Canada. Was a member of the Raptors 905, as we saw. Much like many former NBL Canada players were on that roster when we had the Raptors 905 for their first franchise game here in November.
Speaking of franchise players, I believe they're setting up dates for the next Combine.
Yes, they are. Anderson with that quick release from three, and the London Lightning take a lead.
And he is now in double digits scoring. Hit 3 triples so far in this one, 3 of 5 from downtown.
Billy Rush. Entry pass to Brandon Robinson. He's got less than 10 on the clock. We're going to get so Corey, no, and Tony Bennett's going to be called for an offensive foul on Akeem Scott. And now you're seeing a lot of swagger and momentum coming from the Lightning side of things.
And this is where the Windsor Express need to stay calm, cool, and collected, and together with just 4:11 here left in the second quarter, so they can go into halftime and make their adjustments.
Shout out to all our fans watching on YouTube and on NBLCanada.ca, Knockstrom.tv. Appreciate you watching across Canada and all over the world. Akeem Scott with a 2-point lead for London. Over to Anderson, number 4. Yes!
Red hot. The former Windsor Express player Ryan Anderson making it rain.
We spoke in last game's pregame about how he can be an X factor. I guess we were just one game short.
Well, he put some good work in last game too. Make no mistake about it. He does things on the defensive end that tend to go unnoticed sometimes.
Anderson, tried to shovel it over to Maxwell in transition. London up by 5. Billy Rush driving, scoring with a nice finish on the left side.
Strong take, much needed basket for the Windsor Express. That comes off a London turnover. Very important 2 points here.
Scott around the defense, and he scores. 5-point lead again.
And now he's really starting to find a home there at the rim. Akeem Scott, strong take.
Tony to Rush on the curl. Maurice Bolden checked back into the game. Robinson for 3. Yes.
Cans it. Brandon Robinson answering the bell.
And that's good recognition from Maurice Bolden. The last 2 possessions, they couldn't get it inside to Brandon Robinson, so he dribbles down and gives Brandon that space to kick out for the 3. Akeem Wright stops, pops, can't make the 3 drop.
And great defense there by Maurice Bolden, who got back and had a hand in the face.
Robinson in transition, no call. Anderson stops at the free throw line, gives it to Okori. Extra pass in the corner for Scott. Great Scott.
And great spacing there by the London Lightning.
Fantastic patience as well. 46-41, London takes a lead. Just approaching the 2-minute mark. Robinson. Anderson tried to swipe that away from him. Bennett playing 2-man ball with Maurice Bolden. He puts up a 3. It's off the mark. Anderson with the board and quick outlet to right. Hesitation dribble off the glass and gets it to go. What a move. What a finish.
The London Lightning, everything clicking right now. Securing the rebound there. We've seen a beautiful outlet pass by Ryan Anderson. These guys reading each other, and it's showing on the scoreboard. Going up by 7.
48-41, the London Lightning lead. And what more could you expect from 2 rivals such as this? People speak about the series or the rivalry in the NBL Canada. You can't get any better than what's going on here, except maybe the in New Brunswick rivalry between St. John and Moncton.
For sure, and I remember the Game 7 you spoke of here with London and Windsor, and this series reminds me a lot of that one. Just a straight-up dogfight. Ryan Anderson coming off the bench here, 5 of 7, 4 of 6 from downtown, 14 points, and just as importantly here, great defense. He's not giving any Express players space to shoot, active hands.
And the Express, and the Lightning have had more success down low as well in this second quarter, dishing out some points in the paint, whereas the Express, unable to, in the second quarter it seems, just unable to convert at a high rate.
London with 12 points now in the paint to Windsor's 10, but their bench, Brett, really getting it done. 24 points off the pine, and that's a direct result of Kyle Julius going deep into that rotation.
Kyle Julius, first-year head coach of the London Lightning, previously spent time with the Mississauga Power. Had the best record in the Central Division this year. Billy Rush for 3, off the mark. Chris Commons battling for the rebound, but Marcus Capers rips it away. Quick pass over to Horton. And Robinson's going to be called for the foul. Yep. Horton with that left-hand release. I believe that's what it was that caused the contact. Robinson raises his right hand. Horton with his left hand. And a foul is called. Horton to the free throw line, trying to extend London's lead.
Number 1, and Horton.
Horton misses. Of course, we'll be sending this back to Game 5 on Saturday to London. For Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher, shout out to you boys. And they have themselves a ball calling the first 2 games of this series. We're having a ball calling the second 2. Maurice Bolden Hands it off to Billy Rush. He gets the ball back from Rush,
Oh.
makes the adjustment, and gets fouled. Maurice Bolden playing a nice two-man game with Rush there.
Does a great job on the roll, certainly when attacking the rim. We'd seen him with the three-point attempts. We know that shot's there, but I love watching Maurice Bolden play at the rack.
At the line for 2, Maurice Bolden.
2 of 2 from the line so far tonight.
Mobo misses the first.
He's also got 3 rebounds and an assist. He's been a great attribute to this team so far during the 15-16 regular season and playoff run.
Maurice Bolden at the free throw line, looking to make it 7, and he does. Hey folks, if you got any questions for Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders, make sure to forward those to them on social media. Nickel Corey for 3, no good.
And if you're looking for an 8.5 by 11 autographed Brett Hedges glossy, you can get at me on Twitter at Kobe519. I'll be drawing a winner this week.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to draw the picture.
Strapping beer included, no extra cost.
That's right. Comments. Got some double dribble, yes. Tony Bennett. Some mental mistakes perhaps on the side of the Windsor Express. Down by 7. Could be more as we approach halftime.
And that is the 11th turnover for Windsor. That is most definitely an area Coach Bill Jones will address at halftime.
And of course, if the London Lightning win today, that will guarantee that we'll have a 6th game of the series. Oh, what a finish from Marcus Capers. Beautiful pass from Ryan Anderson.
The on-court awareness of Ryan Anderson, phenomenal. Fired that thing into the interior.
He is tuned in. Bennett to his left, and 1. And that's a big basket for the Windsor Express before halftime.
Absolutely and most definitely. And how many times have we watched Tony Bennett cash in for the Windsor Express when they need it the most?
His second personal, team 6.
So that'll make it 51-44 with a free throw to come.
And hopefully for Windsor, it keeps them without having to face a double-digit lead or deficit, pardon me.
At the line, taking 1 shot, Tony Bennett.
Bennett makes the free throw. 9 seconds to go in the half. Horton crosses the timeline, lets it go. He's got like more than 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, Mo.
Haha.
I don't know. Wow. Strange things are happening to me, just like in Toy Story. All right, that's going to do it for the first half. A fantastic first half for the London Lightning, who take a 51-45 lead. A big push in the second quarter got them that lead.
Yeah, that efficiency we talked about, Brett. London shooting 53% from the field, 35% from the three-point line, 80% from the line. They also rebounded Windsor. They're a +2 there. So, and then the bench scoring 27 off the pine for London.
Absolutely. 51-45, the London Lightning lead. We're going to take a break for halftime. Let's send it over to Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders for the Knoxstrom.tv halftime show. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, guys. And a different story from what we're accustomed to from the last game. 48 hours ago, the London Lightning lead by 6 at the end of the half, 51-45. And here we are once again with the Knoxstrom halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James, bringing it to you, giving you the 4-1-1 on this 401 rivalry. And Jeremy, it was a slow start, but what really was the key factor was how London came out of the gate right after the first quarter.
Yeah, Windsor Express went on a 9-0 run to start the first quarter, to start the game, and they looked like themselves. They looked comfortable. They looked like they were going to come out with this win. But then London came on, quickly destroyed that lead.
Yeah.
And going to the second quarter, they started leading in the second quarter, and now we're looking at a London lead, 51-46.
Well, here's the thing about Windsor. Windsor, they got really comfortable within the 6:42 mark of the first quarter, up 16-4. The crowd was with them. The possessions was with them. Like, everything was going on their side. And then London really had to have the message, and I would assume Kyle Julius said, okay, folks, it's time to wake up. we're the Lightning. We're going to come crashing down on the defense, and that's what they did. That's what kept them in the game, and that's what got them to the 6-point lead at the intermission. Is because they were really deep inside. They boxed out the Windsor Express when they can on every position. They were intimidating Windsor every chance they get. They were beating them in the interior defense, like I said. They used their force to drive inside, get those easy buckets. They made the brawl pressure work, and they had those smart, crisp, short passes.
Well, London coming to the series is down 2-1. Any team going down 2-1 is in desperation. When you're in desperation, you will come out and play as strong as possible, and London has done that so far.
But let's keep in mind the scene will change in 2 days, where this series goes back to the Bud Gardens Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So London, obviously, this is a must-win situation, and if they win it here tonight, they'll become the first team to win at the WFCU Center in this postseason. So Windsor so far had to step it up, but London so far making a name of themselves, giving the reason why they're the first place in the Central Division.
Akeem Scott is playing well. He has come out with the energy, the fire. He has been the drive for this team. If the London Express are going to come out, if the London Lightning are going to come out with this win, it's going to be because of the leadership of Akeem Scott.
Let's run down the first half. So you mentioned Akeem Scott. We'll just break down his stats for you. Like, how much did he have so far? Look
9
at this
points,
point.
4 assists.
9 points, 4 assists. It may look low for now, but his pesky defense is really one of the key reasons why London is in this game and finally in the building, suffice to say. We look down closely at the field goal percentage. London shooting 52%, Windsor shooting under 40%, and that's all because of the intimidation inside. London doing great job contesting Windsor's shots. Obviously, Windsor really needs to get inside more because that's the name of Windsor's game.
Another factor that plays into Windsor's demise is the fact that Windsor has shot 4 for 15 at the three-point line. Windsor Express are known for shooting 3 balls during the game. They are known to win games through the 3. When they shoot poorly, they lose games. If the Windsor Express want to come back, they need to shoot the ball properly.
Another thing to mention too, the turnover stat as well. Windsor 11 turnovers and London 7. And I seen there were plenty of turnovers in the first quarter. And London's favors, they picked up more turnovers than they did Windsor on the traveling violations and the offensive fouls too. But it goes to show how physical this 401 rivalry is going inside. That's the name of both of their games. Windsor is known common for that, but London really stepping it up and sticking to their guns.
Well, London hasn't shot the ball well throughout this whole series at the three-point line at least. So going inside and attacking the basket is their game, and it has worked so far throughout this game as well.
Let's quickly go to Windsor stats right now. Player of the game right now for Windsor, Tony Bennett, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists. Tony Bennett doing well, subpar of the three-point line. He was 2 for 6, but he made one, which was really crucial in the first quarter. That was pretty much to cap off the run they had at the beginning of the game. But Tony Bennett really stepping back, really getting back into his groove, being a pesky defender at one end and putting up shots at another when they count the most. That's 11 points for him. Brandon Robinson trying to put in work. He's been the key player for the Windsor Express this series, but so far only put up 9 points and 1 rebound. So we're most likely going to see a big game from him in the second half, considering that their boys are down 6.
Well, hopefully we see a big game from Brandon Robinson, Aaron. Brandon Robinson has 3 straight games of 30 points plus and has led the Windsor Express in scoring throughout the postseason. If the Windsor Express want to secure a second half, Brandon Robinson will have to step up. And not only Brandon Robinson, Tony Bennett, Chris Commons, Shaquille Keith, all these players are going to need to step up in this second half.
Individually, those players have to step up, but the way we see it, that's how the story is. If you don't come up with a great show and a great story to tell to these fans, you may be out of this ball game, but this game is still close. A 6-point game, 51-45, London Lightning over the Windsor Express. But when we return, we'll have team tips for the second half for both of these clubs. So when we come back from this commercial timeout, tips for the second half.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Look, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
Get out of here and move on. It's not gonna
Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
In some certain situations, the second half tips are always crucial because with 24 minutes out of the books, it's what you do in the final 2 quarters that matters the most. For London, I think it's all under how you play and how you keep on playing consistently, Jeremy.
Well, London has to attack the basket, Aaron. They've done that well throughout the first half, and to win this game, they have to do it in the second half. London is shooting 5 for 13 from the three-point line. That's not a great percentage if you're a basketball team. So keep attacking the basket because they still have the lead at this point.
Obviously, the drive is working for you. Stay driven. The Lightning basketball way. For Windsor, it's obviously a different story. They need to take advantage of the small line, and I've been mentioning this through all the 4 games, not only in London but here. Take advantage of the small lineup, of taking advantage of it. Create contact, but don't make it too obvious. If you see that there's tight space of you, make use of it. But if you see 1 centimeter away from you where the refs know that it's going to be obvious that they're going to call offensive fouls on you, don't do it. And either way, if you're close to it, create contact inside. Another thing is they need to be more fluent on the passing because there are some times where their cross-court passing was not as good as expected. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. But, you know, if you pass it more, you get more chances of getting an open shot. That's number 2. And number 3, they need to be stronger on the pick and roll to create wider ball awareness for not only individuals like Tony Bennett, but for the whole team. So ball awareness is the key.
Also, Windsor has to control the pace. This is home court advantage. Right now, we're at home court. Also, Windsor's up 2-1 as well. Windsor should keep calm. The game is not over. It's not close to being done. You still have a second half. As long as Windsor keeps calm and also controls their temper.
Absolutely.
We've seen Tony Bennett get out of hand. Chris Commons that time as well. If these players can keep calm, if they can control the pace and realize that, hey, we're still up 2-1, they should be fine going into that second half.
Remember a few years ago, there was this one-liner that was seen on all shirts and all around social media. Keep calm and blink. Insert the blink here. For Windsor, it's basically keep calm and drive inside.
Yes.
Keep calm and drive inside.
Yes.
So that's the Knoxham halftime for you. 51-45. London over Windsor. Game 4 of the NBLC Central Division Finals. What is it, Jeremy? What is it?
NBL playoffs,
You
baby.
better believe it. It's the NBLC playoffs. Regardless, we'll be back here, whoever wins out of this game. But if Windsor wins, they might be at the possible chance of wrapping it up at Bud Gardens for Game 5 on Saturday. But if London wins, it'll be a 6-game series as well, which would turn to a best-of-3. All right, 6-point game for the Lightning. Windsor, keep calm and drive on. London, make sure you drive on too. So a big second half. We're about to see it. 24 minutes to go, 2 more quarters to go. A physical series nonetheless, and it ain't stopping there, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K will be on the call. We'll see you at the Knoxham post-game after the final buzzer. But in regards to that, enjoy the second half, ladies and gentlemen. For Jeremy James, this be Aaron Sanders. We'll be back following this commercial timeout. You are watching the Windsor Express on Knoxham.tv.
Thank you, Aaron and Jeremy. And welcome back to the call here. We're a few minutes away from the second half. But Aaron and Jeremy breaking it down real well about the first half of here. We've got 6-point deficit between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. A big A big surge from the London Lightning after falling by 14 points in the opening quarter. Sees them up by 6 and with a chance to tie that series at 2.
Yeah, if you break this thing down by quarters, Windsor definitely won the first, but London much stronger in the second. And this has got to be a good thing for Kyle Julius and his group going into halftime. They've won on this floor before, and they really do need to split this pair, Brett, to get back that home court advantage. You know, unless they lose and Windsor goes on and wins 2 in a row, which is going to be really tough. So this is a very, very important game for the London Lightning to get out of here with the W. If they can replicate what they did in the second quarter, they will most definitely be successful. But expect Windsor to come out here and be much more careful with the basketball. 11 turnovers, like I said, London 18 points off those turnovers. Those 2 numbers, very, very important in the third and fourth.
A 3-1 deficit is nothing that we haven't seen a comeback to. The Windsor Express were down 3-1 to the Brampton A's last year. It came back to 1-3 straight. You can ask Commissioner Magley about that one. He knows full well that it is possible in this league. But beating the London Lightning or the Windsor Express 2 games in a row, that seems like a daunting task, let alone a 3-1 series deficit.
Well, it's definitely possible, but you don't want to be in a situation where you feel comfortable. You want to be in a situation where you feel confident. And this London Lightning team thus far have won the battle on the boards and they've won the battle on the paint. They've also been more careful with the basketball. But what we know about these 2 teams is that they are great when it comes to making adjustments. And I expect all issues to be amended here for the second half.
20 seconds to go before the final 24 minutes of regulation. Dare I say we could even go to overtime. We've seen overtime between these 2 teams in the playoffs before.
Wouldn't that be a treat?
We've seen buzzer beaters. We've seen almost everything underneath the sun you can imagine between these 2 teams here in the NBL Canada playoffs. They were the first 2 teams to ever play in a Game 7 in league history. So there's history to be made here. Of course, these 2 teams battling to see if they can bring home another NBL championship. London winning the first 2 years the league was active. Windsor winning the past 2 years. Year number 5, we'll see how it happens.
And one of these 2 teams will go on to the NBL Canada Finals. And then another very tough task ahead when they get there. But for now, we got a heck of a ball game going on, Brett.
Yep, either Halifax or St. John going to be waiting in the NBL Finals. We'll see how that series unfolds. But for the meantime, we've got ourselves a doozy right in front of here, or a diaper dandy, if Aaron Sanders would say. Commons inbounds the ball, and Akeem Scott's going to be called for a foul before the second half even gets a second old.
And that is Akeem Scott's 3rd foul. I expect intensity and pace to be picked up by both teams here.
And Akeem Scott is someone that exemplifies intensity and pace, and unfortunately for that one, his trying to jump that pass when it gets them.
Yeah, almost 20 points per game this year.
A big pickup late in the season for them. Commons spinning, shooting, scoring. Mr. Dependable.
Yeah, my favorite place to watch number 24 put in work.
Akeem Scott working around some screens over to Warren Ward. That's tipped out of bounds by Billy Rush. Looked like it went off of Billy Rush's hands. What? They say that it went off of Windsor. Hold on. It is Windsor basketball. Kyle Julius' squad took a 6-point lead into the second half. After trailing by as many as 14 in the opening quarter.
Tony Bennett really helped the Express to close the second quarter on a positive note.
Yes, the big and one with 9 seconds to go. Commons to his right. Working against Akeem right. No call. Stephen Maxwell with the loose ball. Akeem Scott chasing it down.
The double team working on Commons.
And one, Stephen Maxwell. Beautiful finish inside that left hand. Stephen Maxwell using it to his advantage.
And that's where this London team is strongest against the Windsor Express, when they're playing in transition and taking it to the rim. We see a lot of great post-to-post passes. We see passes out of the post out to the three-point line when the spacing is there. So I expect them to be aggressive and attack the rim for the rest of this game.
DJ Thor checking out the game online. Shout out DJ Thor. He's on his way to Las Vegas for a vacation. Well deserved. Akeem's right in transition. And Tony Bennett's going to be called for the foul. Akeem Wright doing a good job of shielding off Tony Bennett to avoid the block. And Akeem Wright going to the free throw line.
That will be his first trip to the charity stripe today. London 5 of 6 for 83% thus far. Express players talking it over, trying to all get on the same page here.
Express down by 8, could be down by 9, would be the biggest lead of the game for the Lightning. Akeem Wright makes it so. And it's a 9-point lead, and then Akeem Wright's going to be called for a blocking foul up the sideline.
London foul to number 25, Akeem Wright, his first personal, team second.
And official's going to have to separate Garrett Williamson and Tony Bennett.
These guys are all playing with the chip on their shoulder right now. We see, like I said, the intensity really picked up here. London not giving Windsor any space.
Chris Commons inbounds it over to Tony Bennett. Bennett took some pressure, but he can't get the bucket to fall. No call. Maxwell finds a space, driving to his left. Can't get it to fall. Robinson with the rebound. Across the timeline. Kirk Williams Jr. in the corner. Working against Akeem Scott. Kirk mishandles it there. Almost a turnover. Now it is a turnover. Scott stops at the free throw line, backs it up, gives it over to Maxwell. Williamson to Ward. Catch and shoot. It's good. 12-point lead.
The Express's turnover woes continue here in the third quarter. That number totaling 13. And the London Lightning with 23 points off turnovers.
59-47, London Lightning lead.
So it is that Lightning defense, Brett, that we talked about. Very underrated facet of this team's game. Really making things happening here in Game 4.
9:48 remaining in the third quarter. And the Lightning picking off just where they left off in the first half, scoring in bunches. Of course, folks, you can catch Game 5 of this series on Saturday in London on Knockstrom.tv. That'll be the 21st. With broadcasting excellence from Southwestern Ontario. Only the best on Knockstrom.tv. Thank you, folks, for tuning in from wherever you are across Canada and around the world. Brett Hedges and Mitch Kobe K on the call for you.
Get you guys caught up with some quick player stats here. Ryan Anderson, 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from downtown, 14 points. Stephen Maxwell, 5 of 7 from the field, also 11 points, 3 assists. Akeem Scott, 4 of 6 from the field, 9 points. So we talk about that London Lightning efficiency needing to be better. Almost 54% from the field, 37% from downtown, and 87% from the line. So London really amending those issues for the Windsor Express. Tony Bennett, 3 of 9 from the field, 11 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Chris Commons, 4 of 7 from the field, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And Brandon Robinson also chipping in 9. He is 4 of 12 from the field for 9 points.
The stats man cometh. And London.
I learned from the best. Thank you, Mr. Chuck Miller.
Chuck Miller, yes. Stat heads unite. Chris Commons will inbound the basketball. Windsor down by 12 points here in the third quarter. Billy Rush.
This London defense pressing.
Swarming. Billy Rush hands it over to Brandon Robinson. He turns the corner to his right, gets a bounce off the glass and good and one.
So Brandon Robinson now in double digit scoring with 11, finishes a tough one at the rim.
London foul to number 25, Akeem Wright, his second personal, team third.
The odd man cometh.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Audley Stevenson is in the heezy.
Bring it on. Get on with your bad self.
Check 1, 2. Greetings and salutations. Guys, how you doing?
Good. You're a little hot.
We're having a blast here at the WFCU Center for Game 4.
Oh, and Garrett Williamson draws the foul there. Can't get the bucket to fall. And oddly, we were just talking about how much of an picked up the pace the London Lightning have in this game.
Well, I mean, London's making a case for why this series is going to go to Game 7.
Yep.
I mean, that's just what we're seeing tonight, guys.
Yep.
Windsor had a great hot start, an incredible start. I mean, 16-4, if I recall.
20-4.
20-4. I got up to 20.
20-6, sorry.
I must have blinked or something. But anyhow, it went up there, and, London battled back, and that's really what it was. During the timeouts, Kyle Julius said, push, keep pushing, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yep. And they've been forcing mistakes and capitalizing on those turnovers. Kirk Williams Jr. grabbing the ball there, going one-on-one with Akeem Scott, going to the lane and scores.
He wanted that one the worst way.
Captain Kirk Williams.
Good to see you guys. It's been a minute, man.
It has been a while. Good to see you, Audley.
Man. Every time I come to Windsor, I gotta say what's up, man.
That's right. Warren Ward working against Brandon Robinson to his left. Rising, shooting, scoring.
Stops and pops. Warren Ward with a nice deuce.
He's keeping the defense honest, showing that he can break down a defender if he has to.
Yeah, he's dialed it in from distance earlier today. Knocking it down from the free throw line extended there. Robinson with a shot fake, got Maxwell up in the air, but he gives it up. Now he's got it back. High screen. Williamson rolls out. Commons working against Akeem Wright.
Go to work.
And credit the London defense there. No space for the Windsor shooters.
Wow.
Nice pass from Akeem Scott. He can't finish. Garrett Williamson doesn't, but Sharon Collins called for the foul.
The way Akeem Scott puts pressure on the defense to pushing that ball, it got defenders on their heels, and you saw a perfect example of that. Pitched it out to Garrett Williamson. Beautiful.
Yep.
And that's really oddly when London's at their best, and we don't give this team enough credit for the job they do defensively at times. Windsor 13 turnovers, but London 23 points off those turnovers.
Yeah,
I mean, this is huge, and their ability to get out on the break and finish at the rim or get to the free throw line is setting them apart in this game.
It's fun to watch, guys. I keep saying this will be a great series all the way to 7.
The best part about this series is it's a Knockstrom series. London and Windsor.
You guys got it at both ends.
That's right.
From sea to sky.
That's right. From the 4 to the 0 to the 1. That's right. Billy Rush drawing a foul there.
How about the contributions of Billy Rush today? What's he got on the scoreboard, on the score stat sheet there?
He's got 5 points, 2 of 2 from the field, 3 boards and 1 assist. Playing some great defense, and a late joiner to this team, inserted into the starting lineup, and then when coming off the bench, great contribution. So valuable asset.
And I'm surprised it's only 5 points because he's so active. You feel that he's doing a whole lot more out there.
Collins to his left, finding some space, and he gets it to fall. Sharon Collins, rock chalk Jayhawk.
The hustle to get back on the defensive end.
You have to. Again, that's Akeem Scott. He's making you run.
And we're talking about Akeem Scott's ability to affect the Central Finals last year between Windsor and Brampton.
Yes.
Much the same here today. Much the same in this series, I should say.
The Windsor starting to put their foot on the gas a little more now, as this is really a war of attrition.
Comments. And Akeem Wright's going to be called for the push. Akeem Wright, London's biggest player at 6'7". Chris Commons matching up with him there. That might be something that they look forward to in the late stages of the half.
And that is Akeem Wright's 3rd foul.
Well, Akeem Wright puts so much pressure. I mean, you saw what he did in Game 3 on the offensive boards. Yep. I mean, all series long, he's just been attacking him and putting pressure on Windsor to keep him off the blocks, man.
And he can get out there and shoot from the three-point line, and that really, his ability to stretch the floor makes him ultra dangerous.
The former Oshawa Power.
Yeah, I was shouting out that earlier. To who was that? For who? Sorry.
That's Akeem Wright.
Oh yes.
Shout out to Mike Boogie.
Straight Mike Boogie and Nickel Corey played on the power as
Corey
well.
Was there. Kirk Williams Jr. was there.
Yes, I forgot about that. Kirk Williams Jr. drawing the foul there. How could I forget about Kirk? That's how we learned about Captain Kirk.
Alex Johnson joined the power when they went to Mississauga.
Yep. One name I was thinking about the other day from the old Oshawa Power, Mark Gomilia.
Mark Gomilia, he's out there.
Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark Gomilia in the house. What's going on, man?
That's right.
Hey, speaking of in the house, how cool is to see Quinnell Brown, man?
I love it.
Oh my goodness, former league MVP last year.
That's right.
Down in South America doing his thing this season.
Yeah,
the silent killer.
Oh my goodness.
He was disappointed that he couldn't come to Canada this year.
Yeah,
unfortunately, due to
no,
his schedule.
you told me that as well.
The Express 12 of 14 from the charity stripe, up and around 85%.
There he goes, Mr. Pressure.
There he is, straight line drives. When he makes a decision, it's that quick decision, and he gets it done.
He's got to be the fastest player in the league. I mean,
I would have to say though.
I don't know.
His second personal team.
Just straight line. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think there's a guy out there to keep up with him.
How about in the Central? I don't think there is, but maybe in the Atlantic. I don't get to see them play as much, so I don't know.
I don't think there is, man.
Yeah.
That speed puts him on that free throw line, and that really is an added asset to his skill set because if he can't finish at the rim, he's usually getting 2 shots.
Sure.
I'm sure Commissioner David Magley had a lot of fun coaching him when he was with the A's organization.
Oh my goodness! I mean, and he's an ultra inspiring and motivating guy. Motivational Mondays. Check out Akeem Scott.
Yep. I like the fact that he still got his mother's name on his.
Great story, isn't
jersey.
it? Great story. Looking for reasons to fight and persevere. I love it.
Brandon Robinson for 3 off the rim. Maxwell in transition. Williamson finishes and follows.
Finish. Great finish.
Kirk Williams Jr. Windsor down by 12 again. 6:45 in the frame. Over to Chris Commons. He was defended by Capers. Sharon. Long 2. Can't get it to fall. Chris Commons with the offensive board. No, there's Akeem Scott.
Again.
The water bug.
Again.
Williamson with the follow again. Can't get it to go, but he does draw a foul.
And despite Akeem Scott missing, all the focus is at the basket, and then there's another London Lightning player able to come up with the offensive rebound, and it puts him on the line. So really, that's all Akeem Scott's play in transition.
And that's exactly it. He's a one-man fast break. He'll get to the rim, and what happens is if you're his teammate, all you got to do is you're a rim runner. You run to the front of that rim, because if there's a missed shot, you're there to clean up the glass.
And that's what I've noticed about this team, oddly, specifically in this game. When they're not bothering too much in the half-court set. When they're pushing the pace and attacking the basket, good things are happening, and that's really helped to build this double-digit lead here for the London Lightning.
London is coming here to get the split.
Yeah. Collins in the corner for Bennett. No good. The 3 ball has not been kind to the Windsor Express in the second half.
Neither is former Windsor Express player Ryan Anderson. 4 of 6 from downtown.
Wow. He's playing. He's here to play.
Brandon Robinson picking off that pass, bringing it up in transition. Chris Commons, jab step to his left, has it poked from behind. And many times that has happened for the Express today. And Sharon Collins with some good instincts there. And off the foot, off of Ryan Anderson.
I would have thought that'd be a kick ball off the foot, but hey.
Off the Feezy.
All right, Express Nation, let's get
all right. Garrett Williamson takes a seat on the bench in favor of Nico Corey. And anytime you can sub in the number 3 scorer in league history, that's a pretty good...
yeah, it's not a bad one.
Robinson for 3, and a 3 ball. Rims out, but a foul is called. Big opportunity for the Express here to make it a 10-point game. Brandon Robinson.
3 shots.
The second all-time leading scorer in league history.
There's a whole bunch of them up there, it seemed.
Chris Commons, number 4 in league history.
There we go. There we go.
Windsor 11 of 14 from the line for 78%. Game 3, Brandon Robinson 9 of 10. He's a fantastic free throw shooter.
And unfortunately missed the first one there, but he gets 2 more. 5:42 left in the third quarter. Robinson knocks down the second. From Lake Wales, Florida. Played at Clayton State.
+30 points per game throughout games 1, 2, and 3, and doing some damage here in game 4.
Yeah, that stroke is something to be admired. Ryan Anderson stops, pops.
Wow,
makes
Ryan.
the 3 drop.
Wow, Ryan.
Dead-eye shooter.
Ryan Anderson.
Brandon Robinson. Yeah, there's Ryan Anderson getting involved there.
You see the double team, and them, they're not want to give him any sort of space.
Absolutely
When
not.
you watched in game 3, I mean, it was a game of inches with him, and he was hitting everything that was in front of him.
Right. And it's really not a bad game plan. I mean, you want to put pressure on a dangerous scorer like Brandon Robinson, and if it's putting pressure on him to try and make other guys make shots, then I mean, hey, that's not a bad game plan at all.
Ryan Anderson has got so many intangibles. It reminds me of the line in Friday Night Lights when he talked about Booby Miles and his uncle. And he can pass.
Yes.
And he can defend, and we're watching that tonight on display along with the three-point shooting. He's really a real threat, and a triple threat offensively: pass, rebound, and score.
Chris Common's going to pick up a foul there. One game last year calling for the Windsor Express. Ryan Anderson.
Double?
Nearly a quadruple-double.
Yep.
He had like 6 or 7 steals in a game.
Yep. He was up there.
Yeah, and I believe he was only 1 assist shy of the triple-double. Like, he got the points and the rebounds, but he forgot about the assists. That just goes to show what kind of intangibles and what kind of skill this guy has.
Absolutely.
And did we mention he can sing?
Yes, he can. Play the piano. Piano, I think he can play the guitar. He's got a few things he can do. Shout out Ryan Anderson.
5 of 7 from downtown. London Lightning 7 of 18, 38% from the three-point line, a place that they had struggled through games 1, 2, and 3, below 30% oddly. This is a team that shot the 3 ball as good as anybody throughout the regular season.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, really, the 3 ball, the 3 attack is a big part of what London does, and a really big part of the makeup. I mean, look at the shooters they got. Ryan Anderson, Nickel Corey, Warren Ward, guys that have no problem stroking from downtown and can hit with an incredible clip.
$14-point deficit for the Windsor Express. Sharon Collins at the top of the three-point line. Looking inside, gets it to Kirk Williams Jr. Quick turn, squares up on the baseline and scores.
Captain Kirk.
Great.
Going to work.
Positioning there by Kirk Williams Jr. down on the block.
And what I liked about that, his moves were decisive. It wasn't, what should I do? He knew what he wanted as soon as he got that ball and went to work.
Used his body to make some space.
4:40, and Ryan Anderson. They're going to say that the foul's on the floor. Even Anderson was making a shooting motion.
Coach Julius feels very differently.
Oh, I don't. And big shout out to the big things that Kyle Julius has done for the London Lightning this year. Best record in the Central.
At the line, Ryan Anderson.
It's been quite a difference of 2 years for Kyle Julius.
Sure. A tale of 2 teams.
He's done a great job of finding a system that fits the player's skill set. Much like Coach Bill Jones, I think both of these guys get the best out of their players. And that's why when we watch these 2 teams, it's so competitive.
And Anderson makes it a 14-point game once again. Should London win, it will force a best-of-3 scenario.
That's it.
And that will guarantee that we'll have to play on the 27th back here in Windsor. Bennett for 3 off the mark. Chris Commons, no.
What's the rebounding situation in this game there, Mitch?
Anderson, what a finish.
Great
wow.
finish.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. London with the slight edge, +4, I believe. And
the
Windsor
steal.
won that battle through the first 3 games. A very, very important area.
And the steal. Can't get the 3 ball to drop.
But the steal itself was demoralizing.
Absolutely.
4:01 remaining in the third quarter, ironically. 401.
Windsor without a block. They had 5 in Game 3. That's another very important area for them.
I agree.
London without a block either thus far.
And one thing that we've seen Windsor do throughout the series is force turnovers. And we haven't seen that kind of pressure. Speaking of turnover,
here it is.
Windsor throws it away.
An uncommonly high number of turnovers for the Windsor Express tonight.
15 thus far. London with 23 points off those turnovers. And if you go back and you look at the box scores, oddly, you're right. London has protected the ball very, very well in the first 3 games.
Absolutely.
Typically, they are a low turnover team, and that's folded into this series.
Yep.
London up by 16, 77-61. 3:33 to go in the third. Anderson.
Man. He is smoking hot.
I feel like we're in the Matrix because all we're talking about is Mr. Anderson.
He is cooking.
That's a 6-3 ball?
6 of 8 from downtown. He's cracked 20 points, 2 boards and assists, 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
And what I like about his shots, they've all been in control. They haven't been rushed. Very calm. And I mean, look, he's got great range. We've seen it. This isn't new for us.
He knows this floor very, very well, able to pick his spots.
Bennett on the drive, no good. Horton was out of bounds when he received the ball. The most the three-pointers I've seen in a game is 7. That was from Zane Johnson.
Yeah, I believe the record is 8. I'll have to check the record books who owns that one. But the record is 8. And in fact, we saw Shane Gibson just tie. Did he tie that record? He's real close. I want to say, man.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No.
That's a quick one. But I've only seen 7 before, and that was from Zane Johnson.
That was right on this floor last season.
Yep, in Game 7 of the Central Division Finals.
He had 5 of them in the first half.
Yes.
Kirk Williams.
As a member of the Brampton A's.
Beautiful spin move, finished with the left hand, and gets Windsor a much-needed bucket, cutting this lead to 17.
And again, another decisive move. Very definitive. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm gone.
And the Express have several of those guys, oddly, that when they need a bucket, Chris Commons, Kirk Williams Jr., Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson, that step up and get that big shot, hit that big shot.
Turnover, and it's going to be, it's going to be London basketball.
Hey, shout out to Ed Horton who's out here. I mean, he's a guy that joined the playoff roster as of today because of an injury to Tyshawn Patterson, and right in there and not missing a beat. It's got to be hard.
Yeah,
sitting all this time watching and jumping in the game and contributing right away.
Yeah, and he's been off and on the London roster for most of the year. For a guy that's
great, right on cue, Garrett Williamson, Ed Horton with a find.
They've definitely found some mismatches in the game plan that they like to exploit, and that's why they're up by 19 points here. London, they're putting in work.
And there was defensive pressure in Windsor's hand right to start the third quarter, and it's right to start the third quarter. They have not let off the gas at all.
Bennett gets a shot to go for the Express. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Windsor down by 16. O'Corey off the bounce to his right, stops, kicks it out to Akeem. Back to O'Corey, and the follow, no good.
Ooh.
And a foul going to be called against Nick O'Corey.
Kirk Williams Jr. hit the deck hard there.
Very hard.
Gets up and walks it off like a soldier.
Situation.
So for the record, I got to shout out Andre Livingston. He just reminded me that Shane Gibson had 10 threes versus Orangeville this season.
Oh, that's right. Yes, someone.
There we go.
Clinton Springer had 10 threes as well this year, I believe, against Windsor.
I was just reminded. So shout out Andre Livingston out in Halifax.
Thank you, Andre.
Probably doing a bit of scouting.
I wouldn't put it past him.
There we go.
On cue. That's the one thing I love about the NBL Canada universe. They always let us know if we're making a mistake. Knocking it down. Both shots from Kirk Williams Jr. Not in a bad way, but they let us know.
There we go. No, absolutely. And we appreciate it. Hey, another shout out to Mike Falloon, Director of Officials.
That's right.
Shout out there, my man Mike. Out here doing his thing.
That's right. Turnover. Oh, but he got it back. London, nice quick passes up the floor.
Again.
Williamson Oh, and stripped? No, they're going to call a foul on Sharon Collins.
Hey, look, it looked close. It looked like he had ball, but nonetheless, the ref made the call.
It is what it is.
Let's move on.
14-point deficit for the Windsor Express. Garrett Williamson back to the free throw line.
Hey, shout out Garrett Williamson, by the way. We're out here shouting people out. Shout out Garrett Williamson. Pretty much missed the whole season because of injury and has been producing during the playoffs like he's been here the whole time.
Yep. 2 years ago, we saw a lot of Garrett Williamson. He was one of the feature players on this squad.
Canadian Player of the Year.
Led the London Lightning in scoring last game, I believe, in Game 3.
Yeah. This is like the third quarter shutout. Who hasn't gotten a shutout yet, man? I'm looking for a shutout, okay? Like, send me a message. Tweet me. I'll shout you out.
People don't believe us. It's like we always mention it or just check in with us and we'll give you a little shout out.
Well, how about Dardis Willis? He picked up an award today.
Shout out Dardis Willis. Ian Fowler, Executive of the Year.
Turnover. Shout out turnovers. Ryan Anderson over to Horton. He finishes.
With the finish.
And he's now got 9 points, oddly, and you're correct, my friend. Hasn't missed a beat.
No. That to me is extremely impressive to not participate in live action and to be inserted and be a contributor right off the bat. That's a true pro right there.
That's a true pro. That's dedication.
3 of 4 from the field to boot.
Bennett with a big 3 for the Express.
And he's struggled with that 3-point shot in these playoffs, and he's really picked it up today. 4 of 10 from downtown.
Oh, beautiful passing play down there from the London Lightning, and Garrett Williamson draws the foul.
London is just a step ahead from the inbound. We're seeing some great outlet passes, firing on all cylinders.
I mean, what we're seeing from London is a sense of urgency. There is no way they were going to go back to London down 3-1. And what we've seen, and even despite the hot start from Windsor, what we've seen is the ability to bounce back, and it's a test of wills right now.
Yep, I called it the omnipotent game because it was going to tell the forecast what was going to happen. I think I mixed up my definitions there, but whatever. Misses the second free throw. It's a 15-point game. Not an insurmountable lead.
Not at all.
Not when you're making shots like that. Brandon Robinson for 3.
The NBL's all-time leading scorer now with 19 hits a huge triple for the Windsor Express.
I mean, look, Windsor is looking to come back using the 3-ball.
And now Williamson back to the free throw line. Shaq Keith committed the foul.
Third personal bonus situation.
Hey, since we're again, this is a third quarter shout out, and I got to take a second here, and a big time shout out to NBL Canada for the upcoming Canadian draft that'll be happening at the Meridian Center, June 11th. I mean, that's going to be a big time opportunity for Canadian players only to show their wares and perhaps make an NBL Canada roster. Hey, I'd encourage you, listeners, NBLCanada.ca for more details, registration info. Check it out. Believe me, it's be a part of history. What we're trying to do here, make history, folks.
Absolutely. For all of you players, all you Canadian players, CIS, CCAA, all of you who want to make the jump to the pros,
absolutely.
Make sure to visit NBLCanada.ca for the Canadian Combine.
And let's be clear, this is the first ever Canadian draft that we're doing, all Canadian draft.
That's what I'm talking about.
Give our boys a chance to play closer to home.
That's right. Well, there's one right there. Shaquille Keith played in the CIS for a pair of seasons.
Yes, he did.
And that combine has brought so much talent to this league, oddly. Expect that to continue going into next year.
Horton here's...
And why not throw it up, Ed? I mean, you're having a great game thus far.
15 seconds left in the frame. Sharon Collins over to Commons. In the corner for Bennett. No good. 8 seconds to go. Anderson.
Why not? Why not Ryan? Why not Ryan Anderson?
Lord.
Ryan Anderson, why not?
Man.
Why not Ryan Anderson?
That just happened.
Ryan Anderson. Mr. Anderson. His name's not Neo. He is Ryan Anderson.
Was frozen in time.
And I want to say this because I think this is critical and important. That 3 was huge because it pushed the lead. And if you notice, at the end of that quarter, the Express were making a comeback.
They were.
And that 3 was a backbreaker in terms of the confidence of the Express going into the fourth. But look, I don't expect them not to fight back. I don't expect them not to give up. But that was a huge 3 by Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, essentially it was a nail in the coffin, if you will. Obviously, we're not done here, but oddly, I agree. I was about to get to say that the Windsor Express did a good job closing the third quarter, but that does a lot for psychologically, for confidence and momentum. Expect Bill Jones to get these guys ready for the fourth and final frame.
Shout out to Richard Petco. He's reminding me that Ryan Anderson is doing a Steph Curry impersonation.
Oh, he's cooking. Does Ryan Anderson's wife have a cooking show? Oh, I get it. He's playing really well. That's right. That's right. Just like these basket heads here at the WFC Center are playing well.
That's how we do it, man.
Always a lot of fun here at NBL Canada games. So if you guys haven't been here, I'm telling you, you got to check it out. You got to check out either Game 5 in London or Game 6 back here in Windsor. What do we know? We could obviously have a Game 7 back in London on the 31st as well. So
hey, since we're here, the third quarter shoutouts. I mean, I know the fourth hasn't started yet, so technically we're still in the third quarter, right?
Right.
All right, so shout out to my man Stu Switzer out there in London taking great pics for us out there over at Bud Garden. Shout out, Stu. I got you, man. We're good.
That's right. Shout out to all of our photographers in the house tonight. We got John Skinner, we got Kevin Gerald, two very dedicated members of the media world here in Windsor. Know them very well with my time in the newspaper industry.
Yep.
And it's been a lot of fun here tonight, but the Windsor Express don't seem like they're having a lot of fun. They're down 90-74, and 90 points in the first 3 quarters allowed by the Express. That's a high number.
Well, this is fourth quarter buckle down time, guys. That's what it is, right?
I do want to get one quick shout out in, and that is to Mike Townsend, who is sitting down in the front row, baby. Hashtag Let's Go Windsor. A proud listener and fan of the Knoxstrom Digital Media broadcast and the Windsor Express. Thank you for all your love and affection, Mike Townsend.
Okay, I got to get one shout out in there. Shout out to the Hearst family in McGregor, Ontario, baby Malcolm, Emily, and of course Derek, watching at home in McGregor, Ontario. Thanks to YouTube and Google Chrome, they can get it on their nice 50-inch TV. So,
like I said, brother, shout outs are good. Shout out to all y'all listeners, man. Buckle up. This is a big fourth quarter.
Hold on.
Shout out to shout outs.
Graslipoli, haha, you guys are having too much fun. There you go, Audley. The man himself.
There we go, Coach Graz.
And Akeem Scott. Sorry, Akeem Wright with the 3 there, no good.
So it's push time for the Windsor Express here, fourth and final frame.
Graz is just jealous that he isn't down here having fun with us.
Hey, Graz, there's a seat here for you, buddy. Say the word, we'll bring you in.
Come down for Game 6, we'll see ya.
Brandon.
Oh, Shaquille Keith with the 3rd opportunity now.
That's all effort there by the rookie, number 22.
And that's the kind of effort that the Windsor Express are going to have to continue in this quarter if they want a chance to take a 3-1 series lead. And Horton.
Good positioning there from Kirk Williams Jr. allowed him to get that rebound. Kirk Williams Jr.
Bring it out wisely, brings it out.
Tony Bennett. Former teammates going on it there. And Akeem Scott's going to be called for the foul away from the ball.
An aggressive D. I mean, Shaq Keith puts a lot of pressure on you down low. He's a really active player, big body, wide, and he was ready to back him down.
And a timeout is going to be called on the
what?
board.
A correction on that. That's a foul on Shaquille Keith.
Oh, I apologize.
Correction on that. I take everything back I just said.
And that is his 5th foul.
Unfortunately, yes. Down by 14 points. Your standout rookie getting their 5th foul.
And he's an energy guy, and they're going to need him down the stretch.
Of course, down 14 points. We've got Audley Stevenson on the mic here with us.
We up here, man. We up here having a good time.
Game 4. He's talking about the Canadian draft coming up for the NBL Canada, the first ever Canadian draft going on June 11th.
So, and you know what's big about that? You know, it's for all graduating players. You know, we've seen the NHL do it, the NBA do it, the CFL does it, or the CFL also has something similar. Yep. And really, it's about creating opportunities and you know the growth that this league is going to experience the next little while. This is a great timing for something like this.
Yeah, from increasing the Canadian numbers from 3 to 4, we've seen an increasing amount of Canadian talent in this league. Can only imagine what having a draft and a combine specifically for Canadian players will do for the domestic product here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And of course, we just gave out our Jeanette Flores Lady of the Game Award. Of of course, all the ladies in the NBL Canada universe. Shout out for all of your support and love. I'm sorry if we missed you on Mother's Day a few weeks ago, but of course, all of our love to the moms out there. Quinnell Brown in the house for the Windsor Express, former NBL Canada MVP. Commissioner David Magley in the house as well.
Everyone's in the house tonight. Shout out, man. We're in the fourth quarter shout out time now, man.
It's the shout out encore here.
Shout out Niagara River Lions, shout out Orangeville A's, shout out Moncton, and shout out the Island Storm for fantastic seasons. How about that?
Shout out to all the teams that are fishing right now. Shout out.
Fishing. Sharon Collins. Windsor down by 14 points, looking to make a push here. Trying to get the train going. Anderson.
Anderson put pressure right in the first row. Oh.
He just landed on the mayor's kids.
There we go. Let's go. Everyone looks like they're okay, it looks like. Let's see.
Shout out to that lady, took a knee to the chin. Tough as nails.
There we go. Shout out to the
mayor's wife.
The mayor's wife? Oh boy.
That's Drew Dilkins.
That all started with the double team on Sharon Collins, which forced him into a very difficult pass. Here's that London Lightning defense once again doing great things.
And we've seen so much this series of London picking off those cross-court passes.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, shout out to the Super Stitch sign that survived the Ryan Anderson collision.
That sign literally has been through so much, I can't believe it.
There we go.
It used to be on the baseline, and that got smoked a couple times.
Again, the big body McKean Wright going to work down low. I mean,
getting it done.
That's what he does. He's an inside-outside guy,
but he can stretch the floor. We know that. And now that he's stretched the floor, he's going inside to try and maybe finish it off.
Speaking of stretching, the London Lightning have stretched this lead now.
10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Brandon Robinson to his left on the runner. No good.
Ryan Anderson everywhere, securing that rebound for the London Lightning.
And Hort.
Akeem
Scott, rather.
And one. Sharon Collins seemed like he was inside the semicircle.
Let's give him some time.
Akeem Scott goes down hard. That's the only way that he plays is hard.
Well, and it's exactly it. I mean, when he attacks that rim with full force, it's almost like Russell Westbrook-like-esque attacking that rim, and with his ferocity and force and
pedal to the metal. Sharon Collins,
but he gets up, shakes it off,
stretches it out. His fifth gear is a different kind of fifth gear, that's for sure. Now 13 points, 5 assists, 2 boards. 1-1 from downtown, 2-2 from the line, putting in a great effort tonight.
Collins to the bench.
Well, one thing we've seen throughout the playoffs is Akeem Scott has stepped up and really taken lead, especially in the scoring department.
Yeah, averaging almost 20 on the year as he misses the free throw.
He really got a lot of experience in scoring done in Chile when he was playing in the offseason there.
He won a championship, if I recall correctly.
I believe he won like 2 or 3 league championships in the teams he played off in the offseason. Shaquille O'Keefe with an offensive foul. A small push in the small of the back, I believe, is what they're calling.
Shows the trust and faith in Shaquille O'Keefe playing with 5 fouls, and a real important guy to be on the floor here for the Windsor Express.
Much like the tandem of Akeem Ellis and Akeem Scott last year, the tandem of Akeem Wright and Akeem Scott putting in a lot of work in today.
The Akeems.
The Akeem the Dreams.
And again, pressure. Like a block there.
Nothing has been easy for the Windsor Express today, and we see Billy Rush entering the contest as well as Stephen Maxwell.
Anthony Bennett taking a page out of Akeem Scott's book by putting the pressure on.
Starting 5 for the Windsor Express on the floor, looking to make a push with 9 minutes to go here in the frame. Kirk to his right, spinning to the middle, turnaround jumper, it's good.
Okay, Kirk, okay.
Nice little fade away from Captain Kirk, getting Windsor a much-needed 2 points.
And it all starts with 2 points at a time. And now you got to play D.
Well, and that's what I was just about to say. It doesn't stop there. Scoring means nothing if you can't stop the guy at the other end of the floor.
Maxwell back to Scott.
It is just incredible.
Great Scott.
Incredible.
Great Scott.
Incredible.
Zigzagging through defenders, finishing around 4 white and red jerseys.
He puts you on your heels, and you're at his mercy.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Puts that pedal to the metal.
And the Express just committed their... No, it is Windsor ball, pardon me.
Yeah, it's not
sitting on 19 turnovers right now. That's something they're going to have to control here with just 8:24 left in the fourth.
8:24.
Kirk Williams Jr. finishes on the inbounds play. Express get a quick 2. 96-80, they trail. Williamson gets it to fall. And after struggling from the field in Game 3, London has been shooting the ball extremely well today.
They have. They're up over 50% from the field, 34%, 37 from downtown, 73 from the line. Great numbers.
What a rush! Free ball.
Here's my boy Billy.
2 of 2. Yeah, 2 of 2 from the 3-point line.
Oh, Billy, I knew you had it in you.
And Windsor answering the bell a little bit here, but like you guys said, defense of the utmost importance right now.
Shout out to Michael Mulder, Windsor native, who plays for the Kentucky Wildcats in attendance here today.
Okay. The fourth quarter shout-outs continue.
That's right. Well, I just saw him, so figured one of the best ballers to ever come out of Windsor. We could possibly see him in this league one day. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Not at all.
So Corey drawing the foul on Tony Bennett. I'm going to say that was a shot to the face. And O'Corey's going to go to the line.
Man. At the line for
15-point deficit for the Windsor Express. Nick O'Corey looking to stretch that lead.
Alex, how you doing, man? You good? You're low-key tonight.
He's steering the spaceship.
That's what I'm
Alex
saying,
is
man.
our fearless leader.
If Captain Kirk is down there, we've got Spock on the TriCaster.
There we go.
That's right.
Who's the guy in the engine room? Sulu.
Sulu, yes.
There we go.
Captain Sulu.
Oh, man. We're getting silly up here in the fourth quarter.
That's right. We're having some fun here.
London extending the lead back to 17.
And they cracked the century mark, 100-83, the lead.
Nice pass, nice find. Unable to finish, but Brandon Robinson's going to the line.
Yep. Post-to-post pass from Commons to Brandon Robinson. Draws the foul. 7:22 remaining in the fourth.
That it is.
We've seen lots of free throws tonight from both sides. Windsor 17-21 for 81%. London 21-28 for 75%. All of these extra points, very, very important down the stretch.
Well, I mean, one thing to certainly Windsor's advantage, the clock is stopped and a chance to put some points on the board.
Yep.
And that's only created because you're putting pressure.
Miss. Commons, no. Loose ball, Anderson. Maxwell to O'Corey. Can't get it to fall. Billy Rush with the rebound. Quickly up the floor are the Windsor Express. Lead pass. Quick over to
Billy
Rush with the flush.
Oh, Billy, you got what I need. Wow.
What a rush.
Wow, Billy.
He got some energy in the Windsor Express crowd.
He woke up a few people up here in the booth, never mind a crowd.
Raising the roof at the WFCU Center.
Offensive foul is going to be called against London. So that one's going to be called again.
London just has to be careful. I mean, look, you're up by 14. There's still a bunch of time left in this game. You got to be careful. It's just you can see that Windsor. Listen, Windsor is going to make their comeback. They're going to make their run.
And they've heated up from the 3-point line, and that's where they're doing all of this damage right now.
Right.
Billy Rush to Commons. 5 straight points from Billy Rush got them back into this one.
Speaking of Billy Rush.
7 straight points from Billy Rush.
Oh, Billy, you got what I need, man. Wow.
What a rush.
It's a 12-point game.
Defensive possession here for the Windsor Express is crucial.
I wouldn't be against the timeout here to try and slow down Windsor's momentum. if I'm a London Lightning head coach.
Maxwell can't finish.
And great
Robinson.
defense by Chris Commons.
And the run again.
Billy Rush.
And the run again.
And the Express faithful are on their feet.
Billy Rush.
10-point game, 5:55 remaining in the fourth.
Guys, lots of time, lots of time.
This Windsor run, oddly, coming at just the right time.
You knew it was coming. You knew they had it in them. They're not done. And this is a crucial time. And it is crucial.
10-point game.
Oddly, if you're Kyle Julius, what are you talking about right now in this huddle to try to rein this thing in and not hand this game over to Windsor?
What I've seen here is London is when they're heading down here, they seem to be rushing through their sets. You seem to, so I'd be talking about patience, taking your time, composure. This is really big because you know Windsor is going to make their run. Windsor is going to try and pressure the ball as much as possible. Don't succumb into trying to rush, because that's what Windsor wants to do at this stage, and force turnovers to really go back and do what they've done. And really, Billy Rush has really been the catalyst in this comeback, and a lot of open floor stuff, and that's what Windsor wants to do, and that's what you got to put a clamp on.
And we got to show some love here to this London bench, oddly. 46 points off the bench. Coach Kyle Julius going deep into that rotation right out of the gate. I think 9 players seeing minutes in the first quarter. Windsor's bench only 12 points thus far in this one, so that second unit, wow, what a job they've done.
Phenomenal job.
And London, out of timeouts, has been getting some very good looks in this series. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw an open look. But some pressure from the Windsor Express.
Again, this is what they want to do. They want to pressure you. Here we go.
Capers is cornered.
They want to pressure you.
Open look.
Why not? Why not? The run killer, Ryan Anderson. That's his 8th free ball.
And it's a couple times he's hit a big shot at the moment that's been needed.
From the same spot.
And who said that Ryan Anderson was going to get a good look out of that?
Windsor committed to a double team, and
yes, Captain Kirk responds.
Answering the bell.
103-93.
It's getting crazy, folks.
Don't go anywhere.
2 heavyweight sluggers trading bombs.
Anderson loses it.
This is it.
Air to Captain Kirk. Boom.
And the foul.
And they're going to call a foul against Akeem Scott?
The crowd's going wild. The Windsor bench has lost their mind. We got to see what the call is. Chris Commons is urging the fans to get up on their feet.
We're up on our feet, and this lead might potentially be single digits.
Danny McDonald is doing jumping jacks on the bench. I see fans flexing their muscles. We're seeing a little bit of everything here, guys. The basket didn't count. Foul before the basket.
Foul before the basket. No, it was a 10-point game. They gave it to him.
Oh.
They called the foul.
Oh, no, they gave the basket. They gave the basket.
Commons with the offensive board.
Chris Commons! What a series of plays.
Oh, my goodness.
And just like that, the tides have turned. London players coming together in the key to try to rein this thing in and hold on.
The message of London now is, guys, calm down. Keep it calm. Run our stuff. This is a run we're expecting from Windsor.
Chris Commons.
They say basketball's a game of runs, and right now the Windsor Express are on one.
Boy, oh boy, is it ever.
Chris Commons at the free throw line looking to make it a 5-point game.
Unbelievable turn of events here.
And he knocks it down. Mr. Defendable.
And here comes the Windsor pressure, ready to swarm.
They beat the press. Williamson.
You know, when Windsor put that press on, that's when that changed the dynamics of this game here.
Yep. They caused the turnover from Capers in the mid-corner here. Anderson, offensive foul.
Tony Bennett drawing the offensive foul on Ryan Anderson.
And again, that offensive foul was created by the pressure that Tony Bennett put on Ryan Anderson.
Windsor veteran stepping up once again, this time on the defensive end.
Absolutely.
To make something special happen.
Absolutely.
And Coach Bill Jones has called timeout for the Windsor Express. I think that's it for Audley.
Folks, I know, guys, you know how much I love hanging out with you, but I got to get a closer view of this, man.
That's right. Get courtside. You'll see the highlights.
Always a pleasure, guys.
That's right. Thank you, Audley. Audley Stevenson from the NBL Canada. Make sure you catch out his highlight packs across the league. And now we return to commentary from our humble servant, Alejandro. Alex, are you excited?
This is another game for all those addicted to drama and adrenaline junkies.
That's right.
No doubt.
I almost spit my Pepsi across the board here, Alex.
Yeah, it's been an exciting fourth quarter. Right?
It's lots of time. We have like eternal, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's an eternity.
Phenomenal basketball.
The players are putting everything. So regardless of who is the winner, both teams are winning right now because they are giving the fans an incredible spectacle. They're an incredible show. They're displaying all the sweat, the blood, the effort. This is a volcano right now. This is the temple of basketball. And for all those addicted to drama and adrenaline junkies, all those worshippers of the orange sphere, this is it. This is a time of suffering.
We're going old school here, up in the booth.
Enjoying some good basket. Back to you guys.
That's right. Full court pressure being applied from the London Lightning. Windsor down by 5, 4:37 to go. And it was just a few minutes ago that they were down by as many as 19, Kobe.
Yeah, it's been a miraculous comeback here for the Windsor Express, but the work is not done yet.
It ain't done yet. Bennett to his left, inside to Chris Commons, going to the captain. Inside, it's good.
Count it. Chris Commons from the low block, where he finds so much success down there.
3-point game, approaching the 4-minute mark. You didn't think it was going to be easy, did you? Maxwell. Over to Akeem Scott. He lines up a 3, can't get it to go at the end of the shot clock. Big possession there.
And big rebound by Chris Commons, helping Windsor get that basketball.
Commons, top of the key. DJ Double A setting the tone. Commons going to work. Passing down low to Brendan Robinson. It's a 1-point game.
The entire place is on their feet. 3:20 left in the fourth.
We may not be able to fill the place like they can, but we can sure fill it up with noise. And a turnover. Akeem Scott put it off his foot.
Great on-ball defense. Windsor comes up with the ball once again as this run continues for the Express.
Chris Commons slapping hands to some fans courtside.
And these guys look like they're having fun right now, Brett.
Kirk Williams Jr. receives the inbound pass. Approaching the 3-minute mark, 1-point game. It was 100-87, Kobe. No foul, loose ball. It's going to be Windsor basketball.
London's still a little discombobulated there, Brett, unable to keep possession of that basketball and secure that rebound. And unfortunate for them is Windsor will have another chance to score, just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Billy Rush, 2 seconds to go. Anderson with a beautiful defensive play there to keep the lead. 2:45 to go, 103-102. Great job from Anderson to save that bucket from Billy Rush. Garrett Williamson to his right, swiped. No, they're going to say Brendan Robinson. No, they'll say Kirk Williams came over too late. Robinson made the play on the ball. I believe they'll say that Kirk Williams Jr. made the play on the body. Billy Rush asking why he didn't get a call on the previous possession.
It looked like a clean strip, but
yeah,
there was some body contact.
The strip was good. And Garrett Williamson's going to have to deal with a bunch of boos for a few seconds.
He's been to the line 12 times tonight.
Ooh, with ice in his veins, knocks it down. 2-point lead for London.
Huge free throws for Garrett Williamson.
105-102, 2:33 to go on Knoxstrom.tv. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We've got ourselves a doozy. Bennett over to Commons. Brandon Robinson had the hot hand early. Got the bounce. Oh, and nearly got the bucket to fall, too.
Able to get the defender to bite on the shot fake. Gets himself to the free throw line. Make no mistake, that was a calculated move.
That's Akeem Scott's 4th personal foul. Team's 6th of the quarter. So on the next foul, regardless if it's offensive or defensive, the Express will be shooting 3 throws.
Brandon Robinson, 22 points thus far in this one, 6-8 from the line.
2 shots. Gets it to fall, rattles it home.
So both teams here making huge free throws right down the stretch.
Yep, Garrett Williamson knocked down a pair. Here comes Brandon Robinson. Knocked down a pair. 2:15. 1-point game, 105-104.
Windsor looking for a stop.
Maxwell at the top of the key. Over to Williamson. He goes to his left, trying to find somebody rolling. Akeem Wright's got it.
1 on the clock.
He lets it go off the mark. Billy Rush with the rebounds. And a foul going to be called. No, a jump ball. It's Windsor possession. It's Windsor possession. Garrett Williamson made a great play on the ball there.
And Windsor not giving London anything, forcing them deep into that shot clock.
Yes.
And that defense is a big part of why that they have the basketball right now.
Bennett to his left, working against Williamson with him on his heel. Blocked. That's blocked, and it will be Windsor basketball. Nice play from Akeem Wright coming over. Or is that Maxwell? I apologize.
Regardless, I didn't see the player either, Brett. Great defense for able to slow Tony Bennett down, who was looking for a deuce at the rack. 16 seconds on the shot clock for the Express.
Billy, get it in. Ryan Anderson knocked it out of bounds. Knocked it out of bounds on the inbound play. Nice defensive zone coverage there from the Lightning on that play.
And if the Express score here, Brett, they have a chance to take the lead.
And I'm not sure what just happened with the clock.
There's 38-35 left here in the 4th quarter.
Apparently.
We'll get it all sorted out.
That's right. So, inadvertent delay here. London and Windsor, 1-point difference. 1:39 to go here in the 4th quarter. And Windsor will have possession on the baseline. And with 16 seconds on the shot clock, their respective starters on one side and the respective starters on the other side. So we've got our best 5 on both sides.
And we've got Kirk Williams Jr. and Chris Commons able to score off those blocks.
Bennett. High screen, Kirk Williams Jr. to Tony Bennett. We're going to get to Akeem Wright. Decides to his left, fullback 3. Off the mark.
So London making life tough for the Windsor Express on that possession. Good on-ball defense to not give Tony Bennett any space and force him into a very tough 3-point attempt.
Sharon Collins going to check into the game in favor of Billy Rush.
In comes the savvy veteran with a $1:23 left in the 4th.
We've seen him make some big shots for the Windsor Express. He's going to face up on Akeem Scott. Wright facing up on Commons. Over to Maxwell. Back to Wright. They've got a 1-point lead. To his left, and he can't get it to fall! Oh, but Maxwell, no, they're going to say that ball went off of the Windsor Express. 1:08 to go, 22 seconds on the shot clock after the miss from Akeem Wright.
We got another player on the deck, I believe. Sharon Collins takes a hard fall. He gets up. Man, these guys are fighting tonight, Brett. Sacrificing their bodies for the greater good.
Yep. Whether you're a fan of both sides, you got to respect the level of dedication and hard work that's going into this game. Anderson scores on a beautiful inbounds play. 1:06 to go.
Great cut to the basket there.
Nice design play. Collins, 1 minute to go. Sharon. Over to Kirk. Oh, he gets it to fall over.
And the hustle back.
The follow-up, no good. Block. Oh, and a foul's called. 3 chances down low for the London Lightning, and it ends up in a foul call. That one's going to go against Kirk Williams Jr. And who's going to the line? I don't even know who got fouled.
Kirk Williams Jr. hit the deck, ended up flat in the front row and hustled all the way back to fight for the rebound. What an effort by number 32, an absolute soldier.
Hakeem Scott, the victim of the foul. There's so many bodies down there, I didn't see him at first. Hakeem Scott. And he knocks it down. Blows a kiss up to the sky.
With the make, it leaves London with the 3-point advantage, but Windsor basketball with 42 seconds left, Brett. Lots of time to work.
Lots of time to work indeed. Hakeem Scott, the second free throw. Ooh, it just curls over the front rim.
So now the Express with some decisions to make.
Quick 2 or go for the tie. If they miss, they got a foul. Collins working off a screen. Getting pushed off the line from Ryan Anderson. Inside to Kirk Williams Jr. Don't have much time to go, and he gets it to go. 20 seconds to go, 1-point game again.
Captain Kirk with 2 straight monster baskets for the Express.
15. Clock is turned off. They got to wait till under 10 seconds to foul. Yes, then that's what they do. Brandon Robinson. So a foul against Robinson. Anderson to the free throw line. And how fitting that Mr. Anderson goes to the free throw line after the game that he's had.
And he's really been the Achilles heel for the Windsor Express all night long. An 83% shooter from the free throw line, Brett. 2 of 2 tonight.
Mr. Anderson knocks down the first. Makes it a 2-point game again with 10 seconds to go. Anderson. String music. 3-point game. Coach Jones calls timeout to advance the ball from the baseline.
And now Windsor has to figure out from this inbounds play how to get the best shot off possible, utilize this clock, 10 ticks left, and try to tie this thing to go for overtime.
That's right. 111-108 has been a barn burner to say the least. The Windsor Express coming down from 19 points down in the second half. The Lightning coming back from a 14-point deficit in the first half, and only 3 points separate these teams now. What a contest.
It's been remarkable, phenomenal, all of those great things. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself up here tonight, visited by Audley Stevens and having some fun on the broadcast.
Many
and how
shows.
fitting is this that we come down to this final shot here, Brett, in Game 4 at the WFCU Center. What's going on in this huddle right now?
For Bill Jones, you got to be looking at secondary options to the 3-point shot.
Absolutely.
You got to think that the Lightning are going to overplay on the first option. And if you're the London Lightning, perhaps you're going to foul right off the gate. Perhaps you're going to foul them and put them to the free throw line, try and negate the 3-point shot from even happening. So it could be good. It could be something to keep our eyes on.
We have Tony Bennett, who's been good from downtown tonight, 4 of 13. Brandon Robinson, 2 of 7, but the Windsor Express with a lot of 3-point shooters. like you said, secondary option has got to be available. This stout London defense has not given these guys much space to shoot tonight.
Yep.
Chris Commons will inbound the ball.
And the most important rule in this, if you're a defending team, remember to guard the inbounder.
That thing just might go back to number 24 from the top of the perimeter.
Might be doing a V-cut. Tony Bennett. For three! Off the mark. Kirk Williams Jr. at the buzzer. Off the mark. Game 4 is over. The London Lightning take a 111-108 victory over the Windsor Express, and this series is tied at 2 apiece.
No shortage of fight for either team. I credit the London Lightning for keeping calm, cool, and collected down the stretch and doing what they need to do to get out of here with the W. Real quick, Ryan Anderson, what a game for the Lightning. Dynamite from the three-point line, but his 2 most important points of the game might have come from that free throw line.
I couldn't agree with you more. Ryan Anderson put on a show tonight in a place where he won an NBL Canada Championship, the WFCU Center. He lights it up, and the grinder of the game, I'd have to say, is Akeem Scott for the London Lightning. Windsor came back from a 19-point deficit, but they fall short by 3 points today.
Yeah, real quick, shout out Kirk Williams Jr. for the 2 buckets he scored late in the 4th quarter. Absolute warrior.
Absolutely. Let's send it over to Jeremy James and Aaron Sanders for the Knockstrom postgame. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This means that we will guarantee to have a Game 6 here at the W Center on the 27th. Take it away, Jeremy and Aaron. We'll see you folks soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have witnessed one of the most fiercest and competitive finishes we have had in the NBLC playoffs this year so far. But regardless, the London Lightning defeated the Windsor Express by 3. Final score, 111-108. Knockstrom postgame, and here we are once again. I'm Aaron Sanders alongside Jeremy James. And Jeremy, what happened? What can we just say about what we have witnessed in the final 24 minutes?
We witnessed a dogfight, Aaron. We saw 2 teams battling out point for point, free throw for free throw. It was exciting, but the London Lightning came off on top, and now this series is tied 2-2, headed to London.
Folks, remember around in the 4th quarter, the beginning of the 4th quarter, at the end of the 3rd, the London Lightning were up by as much as 16. Windsor stepped it up with their full court pressure defense. They were not intimidated. They were going on speed. They were committing on the pressure. They relied on those close baskets that got them back into it. And first and foremost, we'll talk about the moments we have seen. At the end of the 3rd quarter, Ryan Anderson had a Stephen Curry moment, shooting from almost half court, knocking down the 3 at the end of it. But obviously what everyone's going to talk about is how the Express came back and almost persevered, but losing by 3 though.
Well, back to that Ryan Anderson shot. Ryan Anderson had 34 points today. He was on fire. He was hitting shots in people's faces. He was coming off picks, shooting threes. He had, like you said, he was exactly like Stephen Curry.
Ryan Anderson putting on a Western, if you will, a classic shootout for the ages, like you said, 8 of 11, 34 points, and this was considered a homecoming to him as well. Former Windsor Express player last year,
yes.
Got a championship ring, got the bling bling, but really showed the WFCU faithful what he was all about, whether if he was wearing a Lightning jersey or the Express jersey, but a fantastic exhibition from him nonetheless. That's for the Lightning, but for the Express, we'll break it down really quickly for you. Player of the game was Brandon Robinson, 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. But what caught my eye really mostly was the plays that Billy Rush was conducting right there. Look at his final stats, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. He really stood out to me the most tonight for the Express.
Not only him, as well as Kirk Williams Jr., who hit him with 24 points throughout the game. Hit some impossible clutch shots coming down the stretch of the game. Free throws. Almost hit the game winner as well, but as we know, London Lightning took the game.
At the end, you know, usually Windsor, like I said, all this season, their vice is finishing strong or closing out on the interior defense, but nonetheless, it was a different story. We seen a rout at the beginning of the 1st quarter, 9-0 in the first 3 minutes of the game. That really transpired here in the 4th quarter, coming down by as much as 16 and cutting that double-digit deficit to single digits.
Well, there's the playoffs, Aaron, and the playoff atmosphere, it's exciting, it's crazy. It's a game of runs. Some team will go up and another team will come back, and it just keeps balancing out throughout the game, and that's exactly what we witnessed here today.
Well, key thing is this series is tied up. It is now a best-of-3 series right here. It could go down and it could finish off whether here next week at the WFCU Center, or it could possibly go down to a Game 7. Speaking of those games, we'll be back with you Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Budweiser Gardens. Knockstrom Digital Media will be your media provider here for the Central Division Finals. I'll be there. Marty Thompson, Chris Coucher will have the call, and we hope you'll be there too. Speaking of Game 5, let's go down to quickly the key tips for Windsor and London. What does London have to do in order to persevere and take a 3-2 lead Saturday?
Well, now the series is 2-2. That means we're at 0-0. Now it's a series of 3. London to advance into the finals will have to take advantage of home court. Now they have 2 home games if it goes to Game 7.
Absolutely.
So take advantage of home court. Be comfortable. Now the pressure is off you now. You were down 2-1. Now the pressure is off. Relax. Take it back home.
I see it as a catch-22. The pressure may be off you considering tying up this series, but the pressure is on for you right now to make a statement for your team to take a 3-2 lead. If I was London, you know what? Go out right to the gate, get those close baskets. Don't even go for threes unless if you're trapped or feel that pressure or if you're running out the shot clock. So you got to get in close. That goes double for Windsor too. That 9-0 run they have displayed in the early goings of this game, you want to know why they did that. It's because they were physical. They knew what pressure they had on the back of their necks, but instead they swung the ball around, cut inside, used that good transition game as they would do in the middle of the game. But nonetheless, that's what Windsor and London has to do. The question is, who will come out of the gate first? We're going to have to find out 7 p.m. Game 5, May 21st, Saturday, 7 p.m., Bud Gardens, London, Ontario. We will live stream that for you. We hope to have the pleasure of your company. Incidentally, since this game is going to game number 6, we will see you back here in a more like 8 days time. So next Friday, 7:30, Game 6, WFCU Center right here. We'll all be here. We hope you're there too. So it's a best of 3 now, Jeremy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And that's how we're going to cap it off right here. Once again, final score. London Lightning 111. Windsor Express 108. 2-2 series tie right here. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. So until Saturday, or here next Friday for the Windsor fans, for Jeremy James, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Rose City.